You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Peppino spaghetti, lightning pizza plate in the pizza tower's world. Oh, he cannot be beat. With Gustavo by his side, they're racing through the maze, completing the level swiftly in a whirlwind blaze. Oh, Peppino and Gustav, a dynamic pair, escaping each challenge with a little flair. Pizza towers test, so they will overcome, speeding to freedom just like a beating drum. Peppino dashes just like a shooting star, and Gustavo follows closely, he's never very far. Through the cheese-filled tunnels and all these crusty walls, they conquer each trial just as the tower calls. Oh, Peppino and Gustav, hearts are set aglow, completing their mission, so hey, off they go. From peril to victory, they're both in hand, escaping each level just as they planned. Tarantulas, rhythm sets the pace as they navigate this tower space, dodging, jumping with nimble grace. Towards the exit they will both embrace. So let us all cheer for Peppino's speed and Gustavo's loyalty, a best friend indeed. In Pizza Tower their legend will be the last, escaping each level, the challenge they've surpassed. And now on TADPOG, some Pizza Tower talk for you.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
Hello. I'm glad you remember because I did not. Hello. And welcome to another episode of the TADPOG podcast. That stands for Tyler and Dave and Ian Play Old Games.
And
this
so,
week,
except for tonight.
Yeah, it's mildly old as in it came out in the past.
Yeah, technically every game is old.
Yep. Pizza Tower.
It's a pizza tower.
Trademark Little Caesars. They have their own game called Pizza Tower.
I don't know if that's a joke or not.
The little dude.
I could totally see it being like a shitty mobile game.
Mobile or like Game Boy port or GBA port.
I think a Game Boy port would be like too cool for Little Caesars. I think it's straight up
some marketing
that was made by like $5. They gave $5 to a company overseas.
Flappy Bird with Little Caesar.
Yeah,
right.
I would play that. I would play that.
So, is that exclusive to Steam?
It is currently only on Steam as far as and Switch. I think it's on Switch too. But
really? I didn't know it was on Switch.
Let me double check. But I know it's not on PlayStation.
I got access
or Xbox.
to the internet right here.
What?
The internet.
Yeah, that's a new fun thing.
This time of year.
Pizza Tower is coming to Nintendo Switch. Pizza Tower has been released on Nintendo Switch. Pizza Tower was unofficially ported to the Switch.
Take your pick.
Earlier this year, so apparently it's on. I think it's a thing you can. I don't know. I don't have time to get into it.
Sure. Look, man. I spent too much time playing this game and not enough time researching this game.
Yeah, I didn't do shit for the show.
So I'm really gonna be fumbling. This is gonna be like a conversation. This is gonna be like because I didn't do anything other than play it.
I'll do some on the fly research if need be, but
it's gonna be like what we just experienced. Is it on the Switch? Let me check. Still don't know.
Well, let's you just let me get my goatsy style dump out on it, and then I'll do research while you guys have a productive conversation. But before all that,
is that how you normally take a dump, or is that?
Do you not? It's all about time management, man. You just gotta get it out.
I think I figured out some of your health issues. Man, I shit so much, and I don't know why. Are you goatseeing every time?
You don't have like deep Anal fissures?
I mean, yeah.
Fissures?
Sure. Don't we all? But not because
But
of...
not for my hands.
We're going to play coal miner.
You're going to get black lung. So what you guys been up to?
Oh, nothing. There's a restaurant called Pizza Tower in Perryville, Maryland.
We should go. Oh, actually, what I mean is we're recording live from Pizza Tower.
We're recording live from Pizza Tower in Perryville, Maryland. They're looking at us funny. We haven't ordered anything.
Well, we're looking at them funny because like we know Maryland is not known for its pizza. Put a little crab on there.
Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday, birthday boy.
Birthday.
Been saying I'm 50 for like 6 months now, but today I'm actually 50.
You don't look 50.
Thanks.
You look much, much older.
I do. I try and-
Technically, you're not in your 50s yet till next year.
Right.
That's true.
So you're still in your 40s.
Yeah, I'm still in my 40s. My latest possible 40s.
Yeah.
I hate my birthday.
Really?
I'm not fond of it anymore.
When did your birthday jump the shark?
When the Reaper slides one Abacus beat down.
Just play them in Connect 4. It'll be fine.
No, I don't know. It's just as I've gotten older, it's gotten... See, like, my dad was always, like, really into himself, and he always had big celebrations. Like, when he turned 40, he invited 100 people to the country club and had a big party, and that was lame. And
It's a lot of people.
it's lame. I just hate it when people throw birthday parties for themselves, you know. But then when my dad turned 50, he had his birthday party.
50.
50. He had his birthday party at the Jules Verne restaurant on the second floor of the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Holy shit.
France. I was
Couple
there.
France.
I was there for this party, and it was fine, but I couldn't help but think to myself, who throws themselves? And there was a bunch of people there.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
it
If
was,
I got an invitation, I would go to that.
absolutely. But there were 20 people there, and this was the only time I've ever been to Europe, and it was fine. It was great. We had a good time in Paris. It was neat to go and all that. But I just feel like I'm not the kind of person who wants to throw that kind of a party for myself, who wants to have this sort of celebration of this quote unquote milestone. And then for what? I don't know. It's just not my style to be very celebratory on my birthday.
I just want to have whatever weird sex I want to. That's all I really want for my birthday.
You get
So-
that all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the real weird. The stuff you need to gear up for a year to do.
All right, Ian, can we put a pin in this for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tyler, what's going on, bud?
Usually you don't have
I'll tell you
anything
next
to talk
year.
about. But yeah, it's just one of those things. And then, of course, speaking of my dad, you know, he calls me today, and every year he calls me up and basically pats himself on the back for fucking my mom. I mean, he is so proud of himself because I'm not dead, I guess. I don't know. But the whole conversation was, well, you've been through a lot, and we got you through that, and you know, I posted your birth announcement on Facebook from when you were born, and I remember when I made that, I had to set all the letters on the page myself, and just everything he said to me had something to do with him, and nothing to do with me other than the fact that I was the guy that got born and am still
I
alive.
had whiskey dick, but goddamn if I wasn't gonna fuck your mom. So man,
Exactly.
I rally the troops.
And he's got this fucking story. He tells me the same story every year about the day I was born and how my mom, who was a really sort of very straight-laced individual, she was very like clean-cut, you know, saved herself for marriage, the whole 9 yards. You know, she was brought up in that type of household. Good Christian people, I guess, if you will. And she, you know, my dad always tells me every year that my mom's mom, my grandmother, had to hear, they were all in the fucking room with her when she's trying to squeeze me out. And she had to hear my mother say the word fuck and cunt for the first time.
As in, oh, fuck my cunt.
Yeah, probably. I was there, but I don't remember. I was still in the belly, I think, when she was saying those things. Of course, then my dad and the grandpas were and the men were all out smoking cigarettes in the fucking lobby.
Yeah.
In the lobby of the hospital, because, it was 1973 and you could just smoke fucking anywhere, right? But then Dad comes in and, of course, he's the big hero somehow. But he tells me this fucking story every year, and it makes me so mad because he goes, well, I remember when after you were born and your mom's got you there and she was tired. And we said, well, my grandmother, I call her Mama Kay. She said, well, let's go, let's leave. We should leave because she needs to rest. And my dad looks at her and says, we can't leave. The wise men haven't gotten here yet. Do you see how he tells me that story every year? And I hate it.
Jesus Christ, Dad. Exactly.
Well, of course, that pissed off my grandmother, who, again, was a super, very religious, very old school, greatest generation. My grandfather in World War II people, that was not okay. And she never liked my dad for the longest time, never liked him because... well, he was my dad, and he was a little more cut loose and funny and always cracking jokes and trying to be the center of the attention, and she just didn't care for him for a while, but they got over that. But yeah, no, he cracks that joke every year.
So you guys pretend that my phone is my personal personal cassette recorder for my Norm Macdonald. Note to self, anytime Ian tries to rush something along, reply with, but the wise men haven't gotten here yet. Say that.
Yes. Save those triggers up.
Cuban B.
But I don't know. The hubris just bugs me. So anyway.
Well, happy birthday anyway.
Thank you. And I don't mean to sound negative. I love my dad, and he's a good dude, but he has a way about him that sometimes just doesn't sit right with me.
Dads do be like that sometimes.
Does the audience know your dad is Mitch McConnell? Have we announced that yet?
Huh?
Have we announced that your dad is Mitch McConnell? Have we said that to anybody yet?
No.
Just that old, silent gen boomer mentality.
My dad looks like Mitch McConnell.
Ooh.
A little bit. I am not kidding. He looks a little like Mitch McConnell. I'm serious. Every time I see Mitch McConnell on TV for a split second,
why is my dad?
I'm like, what the? Oh, I'm not kidding. Mitch McConnell's like 11 or 12 years older than my dad, but.
I'm sorry, you meant 11 times older.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that was... and then we went and did a little hanging out. We went to a little light shopping today, just hung out and spent some time together. I was off work today. And
it's awesome.
So we just hung out and, it was a good day. I don't mean to be pessimistic and say negative things. I had a good day.
Good.
So, and now I get to finish that day off here recording the show, which I love to do.
Sorry about that.
No, I love it.
I think we've all done it on our birthday before.
Have we? Because I was going to ask.
I know I have. I'm pretty sure we've done it for years too.
Well, now all three
we've
of
been
us.
10 years. So
yeah.
I mean,
10 years we haven't missed any, so it's probably landed on one of our birthdays.
There's a really good chance.
Yeah, that. Now we've all done it. Now we've all hosted on our birthday.
Birthday club.
Birthday club.
Burger King birthday club.
I thought about going to Burger King today and getting a crown and wearing it here. Just
damn.
For the fuck of it.
That would have been good.
I didn't though. So,
the sombrero from the Mexican restaurant.
I went to Best Buy today to buy something I was needing, and I didn't have my Best Buy credit card, so I had to give her my ID when I checked out. And she took my ID and looked at it, and then looked up at me and kind of nodded. and then just went back to doing her thing. Never said like happy birthday, but it was nice. It was like, yeah, she's like, you're 50 today. You know, you can just tell. I ain't gonna say happy birthday.
Stretch.
I might not want to say something because he might be sensitive about the fact that he's 50 today.
I bet they have like a weird Best Buy policy about that.
Like, don't ever
Do not
acknowledge
wish happy
it.
birthdays
Yeah.
if they're over 11.
Right. And I say weird, but I guess it's like a big corporation, so everything about it is weird.
Right.
So then it's
Yeah, they got to.
The normal
There's
policy.
some HR policy that
Right.
says they probably got sued once.
Yeah.
For doing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're like,
And that-
we're never letting that happen again.
and that cashier had to watch a training video that was 15 minutes
cashier-
long to tell her when you notice it's somebody's birthday.
You can give them a nod or do nothing, but under no circumstances should you ever say happy birthday.
And then they do a dramatization of like what not to do.
And then some old dude like me like gets real red in the face and starts throwing a fit and getting mad and saying, but we also
Or
went
they
to
asked for something for free. Happy birthday. Well, where's my
What's
birthday
what's
discount?
my present?
That's right.
I tried that. I tried something like that today. So we also went to Books A Million. Tiny needed a book. And I always go to the pop section and look and see what Funko Pops they have and which ones are on sale and all that good stuff. And I found a new product by Funko, which is just exactly what I need, is Funko to make something else that I love. Those guys have my number. They make all the little soda pop cans that have the little figurines in them. Well, now they have these, they're called Blockbuster Rewinds. And they're those big, they're about the size of a soda can, but they're VHS plastic boxes.
Like the clamshell?
Like the clamshell boxes. They're small.
Yeah, hard.
They're small, but they've got it's the white plastic, and it's like they had one for Batman, Jurassic Park, and Christmas Vacation.
What was is there anything inside them?
There's a little guy like what's in the soda, a little character figurine
like a blind
from
box kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or?
Well, you know what's in it, but you might get a chase, being the rare like one-off one.
Right. Okay.
So I was excited. I was like, oh my God, these things are so cool. Because I'd never heard of them. I'd never seen them. They were just there. I was like, whoa, this is great. So they had one for like Peter Pan. They also had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I picked up Batman, Jurassic Park, Christmas Vacation. It's like, I want these three because I love these movies. Jurassic Park has Ian Malcolm in it.
Hey, that's your name.
Because it's got my name and half of my name in it.
Is he shirtless?
No, he's not.
Reclined back?
But that might be the chase.
Ooh.
I don't know. They don't show you what the chase looks like.
Gotcha.
Then the Batman one was, of course, Batman, but it's like the Michael Keaton Batman. And then Christmas Vacation was Clark Griswold in his Santa hat with a little Marty Moose eggnog cup.
Okay.
I was pumped. I was like, oh my God, these are so cool. I grabbed those up and my Tanjiro eating ramen pop and went to the front counter to check out. And he scanned in the thing and he said, oh, I can't sell this to you. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't sell it to me? He's like, these are on strict release and they're not supposed to be on the shelf yet.
I thought you were going to say you have to be 51 years or older to buy these. Happy birthday, sir. Just kidding. These are free. Take them.
He was like, he says, they're on strict release. They're not supposed to be on the shelves yet. I can't sell you these. They're not supposed to be sold until September 1st.
Then what the fuck are they doing on the
That's
shelves?
your fucked up,
someone
my friend.
fucked up.
August.
And I was like, dude, cut me some slack. It's my birthday. I was like, it's my birthday. These are fucking awesome. I will buy them. Can you just make an exception for me this time? He's like, he turns his computer screen around and says, I literally cannot sell these to you. The computer will not let me override this.
Yeah,
it's like on a thing that pops up. It fucking simply refuses to sell it. Like he can't ring it up. So I'm like, well,
Here's cash.
I know, right? Bring it up as something else.
I'll put it on layaway then.
He did say,
I know about dump SKUs, motherfucker. Do it. Here's $20.
he did say he would hold them for me though.
That's
so
nice.
they put my name on him and put him on the back counter. I'm like, are you? He's like, usually we don't hold for longer than a couple of weeks, but in this case, I'll make.
But
the
we're
exception.
dummies and put these up super fucking
So
early.
he literally, he's like, excuse me. He picks up his fucking walkie and calls the manager. It's like, yo, those Blockbuster Rewind characters are on the shelf.
Put a
we
tarp
need
over
to get
those."
those off the shelf right now. Manager's like, on it. They like sent someone right out there to grab them up and get them out of there because they're not supposed to be out. So I was so disappointed. I wanted to see what those things were like. I was hoping it would have like a little card in it, like the movies used to have, the little inserts and stuff. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Hopefully they still have them actually set back for me on the 1st.
They will.
But that was neat. So yeah,
That
I
is
almost
cool.
got some neat new things. But I did get one.
If it were me and I would have gotten out there with them, I would absolutely have sold them immediately.
Right. I could have probably. They were like
Not
12
yet released.
They were like $12 a pop. No pun intended. And they were like $12 each. I probably could have sold them for a lot, but I wouldn't have because I really wanted them.
Can't break that street date, man. That's some serious shit.
They were real. He was like super. He was super apologetic and cool about it. He's like, I am so sorry. These are not supposed to be out yet. We had no clue someone accidentally stocked them or put them out of stock.
Why would they have something a fucking month early? Like that's.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe they thought it was going to be sort of a pot amongst the collectors, So I feel good that I got them at least held.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even known they existed if we hadn't gone in there today. And if they hadn't been out, I wouldn't have heard anything about them until probably after they were all gone.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was unfortunate that I didn't get to take them home, but I was really glad that they were cool about it and are going to hold them for me. So I will update you and bring them with me whenever we record after September 1st.
Cool. Wow.
But I did get one present today. One present I got is sitting right across from me. I got my friends here
Hell
at
yeah.
TADPOG. Hell yeah. I got me a Nezuko.
Well, just Dave. I'll get you something. You don't have Facebook, so I didn't know it was your birthday.
Oh no, that's okay. Well, it's a Nezuko figurine from Demon
I
Slayer.
know you've been watching the shit out of that
I have
recently,
been.
and I've been really meaning to.
So yeah, this is really. I really thank you for that. That's really sweet.
The line, you're welcome. The
She's
line,
staring right at me. It's creepy.
I don't know if it's the line or the brand, but it's got a hilarious name. So it might be a sex thing. I kind of hope it is.
Oh, me too. Oh, Vibration Stars.
Yeah, Vibration Stars.
There's the name of the company that makes this is Vibration Stars, and everything else on the box is in Japanese. So yeah, I hope it's kind of what it sounds like.
It might be. There's Reddits for that.
But thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, man.
And then speaking of Demon Slayer, I did get caught up, so that's a good show. I've got two other little things I want to say before I stop talking.
Hey, it's your birthday, man. You do what you want.
Did I mention?
The one where it's just Ian's birthday. It's fine. We don't have to talk about the game.
Oh no, wait. I don't have anything to mention. I mentioned the Horrors of Dolores Roach last week, right?
You did.
Yep.
Oh, then I'm good. I think that's all I have. I don't think I have anything fresh and new to talk about. Only Murders in the Building season 3 started. 2 episodes are out for the 3rd season, which I have already watched. So yeah, good shit. Good show.
I need to watch season 2.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
really
me
good.
too. I haven't watched any of season
Paul
2.
Rudd is in season 3 and Ant-Man.
Oh,
And,
Oh, Celery Man. Okay.
and
now you're
he's
playing
really
with Power
funny.
Superpower Man? Yeah.
He's really good in it. As I
He's
think
good
he
in
is in
everything,
everything. Yeah,
yeah.
he's a really funny presence. So, yeah, that was the one I was going to mention was Only Murders in the Building, and Demon Slayer. So that's it for me.
So even though I really want to start watching Demon Slayer, I started watching a new anime called Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
That's on my list. I want to watch the show.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's
good. I'm glad
Yeah.
you started it because
Yeah.
it's literally on my list right now.
It's good. It's good. There are 5 episodes, I think, right now.
Yay.
And
Are they dubbed?
I don't know because I
watch subs.
I watch subs, so I don't know what's out there dubbed.
I don't care. This one I did see, and I go tell.
It's
dish.
It's a story about a young man who works for a company in Japan that is exploitative, and it's about the work culture of that company. I guess companies like it, and they play real heavily on the parallels between being a zombie and being an exploited worker, and it gets really, really dark for him, and to the point where they're really playing on that whole because this is a thing where people fantasize about a zombie apocalypse. That is a thing that people really do.
It's gotten so bad that a zombie apocalypse sounds kind of exciting.
And that does happen. And it's the story of this guy who so when it happens, he kind of realizes that he's free and decides this. It's a story about a man who decides to start living the moment the zombie apocalypse starts. So he makes a list. He starts making a list of all the things he wants to do before he becomes a zombie. And they're slowly introducing other characters. They do a really good job of I wouldn't necessarily say they do a good job of leading you on where someone's gonna live or die. A lot of people you meet and you're like, they're gonna die.
Right.
It's immediately they're gonna die.
Calling it now.
Yeah. By the end of this episode, they are gonna be dead.
Like with
like playing
Hell's
Dead Rising.
Paradise.
Yes.
Hell's Paradise is easy to pick up.
Hell's Paradise is easy too. That stuff. This is even easier if you can believe it. Because it happens the first time, it's kind of a surprise, and every time after that, it's okay, that person's gonna die. That person's gonna die. So far, none of the main characters have bitten it, but they do a good job of how they introduce those characters. Because there's one episode where you meet a girl, and I can't remember her name. Because she's not a big character yet, but I know she's going to be because she's in the intro.
Right.
And they do.
Or they playing some 4D chess with your head.
Maybe that'd be great. I would welcome that if they never, because they set her up in that episode. It'd be great if they just never touched back on
went
it.
back to it.
That'd be a real pizza tower kind of thing to do. But it's an episode where essentially it's about him going to a convenience store to get beer, and he meets the girl there, and something happens, something big happens, a zombie thing happens, an action sequence happens, and then the back half of that episode is following her getting to the convenience store and them interacting there, and that essentially ends with they're just kind of showing their two different personalities. And she goes home and she's working on a list of 100 things to do to survive or to not become a zombie.
Okay.
So it's a really interesting kind of look where it's he's kind of accepted that he's going to die.
Right.
And he's going to try to make the best of it. And she's focusing on not having a good time, but self-preservation. It's cool, man. The animation is really neat. They do really cool shit with color, and it really fits the main character, his Tendo, his personality, because there is red blood, but there's also this bright green blood and bright blue blood, and all these different colors, and it's really neat because it's not only is it neat visually, but it's cohesive to the story because it's about him waking up and feeling free and having these feelings of joy for the first time in 3 years. So it's really interesting because it's these bright pastel colors contrasted against the gory horror
zombie apocalypse.
Because it's you have guts fucking hanging out and shit, and then a head gets cut off and it's bright pink blood kind of deal.
All right.
Very cool. Definitely check it out. I think you would like it.
I definitely am was probably going to end up starting it tonight.
I think it's really funny too. It has some like low key Golden Boy vibes to it. It's not low key. It's just a hint. It's like
Thor's brother.
What?
Thor's brother. I like it.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Adopted.
Yeah.
So yeah. It has moments in it where it's like they really do a good job of cutting tension a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's just like something that might not necessarily be funny otherwise, but
Dig it.
in contrast to what's going on. Yeah. Other than that, been playing I would say a shit ton of Pizza Tower, but really honestly, it's only been like 7 hours. But like squeezing 7 hours out of something is
7 hours is a lot of Pizza Tower.
It's a lot of Pizza Tower, and it's a lot of time just in general when it's like, because in order to get those 7 hours of Pizza Tower in, it's like, okay, I'm not going to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Right.
I'm not going to play Monster Hunter Rise, which, man, that got its hooks in me, like way more than I thought it was going to.
Did you finish Final Fantasy 16?
No, I'm still, that's going to be a play it for a bit, put it down, play other stuff, come back to it, play it for a chunk and put it down. That's how I'm going to get through 16. Because that game is like, I really like it a lot. I think it's really cool, but that is too long for an action game, I think. And I love the story.
Yeah.
It's just a really, I'm probably like 30 plus hours into it. And it does not feel like it's wrapping up, you know?
Right,
there are
right.
definitely some things. And I don't want it to hurry to wrap up because that would be absurd, you know?
Right.
That would be like Final Fantasy 15 levels of like, you know, there's a big chunk of the story missing? Yes, the answer is yes. The big chunk of the story is missing so that they can finish the game. And it's like, I don't want them to do that in 16.
Yeah.
Because, like, man, some real big shit happens in 15 that they don't show you. They just, like, tell you about. Where
Yeah.
It's like, there's a title card where it's, you know, like in old, like, silent movies where it's like, real missing. And then they, like, give you, like, a rundown of, like, that's how 15 is.
They just be in rocking chairs in black rooms telling the story.
Xenogears style?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want them to do that either. I have faith that they're not gonna. But I don't know. On one hand, I feel like it's not wrapping up, but on the other hand, it's like I just got Excalibur, so it's like I'm probably in like maybe the beginning of the late game.
Yeah. I think you'd probably be crossing into the end game, the faded hour part of the end game.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. I mean, like I said, I'm really enjoying it. It's like a really nice take on the franchise. I'm not as in love with it as I was the first 6 hours. Man, that first 6 hours is just like, holy God, like set my blood on fire.
Yeah.
Like that first 2 hours, especially, is just like, God damn.
When you were describing it.
Holy shit. It's just like,
it was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's intense.
wall to wall, like
Yeah.
good storytelling. The farther you get into it, the more side quests and stuff there is that really drags the game down. And it supports the story, but at the same time, it's like nowhere near as exciting as like the story.
Yeah.
And I mean, or like the kaiju battles. I don't know if I even told you guys about that.
I had not heard about kaiju in this yet. So that's interesting.
So the dominants, they're the people who the icons, the summons have inhabited. They can call upon the power of the icon. So like you can literally, the main character Clive can literally turn into Ifrit.
Okay.
And so there are these fights where it's fucking kaiju battles where it's like Clive will go Ifrit and then someone else will go Garuda, for example. And then there's this big battle where they're in their icon forms, and the battle mechanics change slightly. So that shit gets really intense. Like there's a battle with Titan that's like, holy God, because it goes on for a long time, but not in like a bad way, not in like a when is this going to end way. It's like, when is this going to end? Like, holy shit! Like, can you go? It's Dragon Ball Z style, where it's just like, this isn't over yet. Like, oh, he has another form. Like, it keeps escalating and escalating. He's eating crystals now. It's a slight spoiler. Sorry. But yeah, man, it's that stuff is like, I'm all on board for that. I wish it would have been like, we're going to take that stuff and this is going to be like a super linear game. This is going to be a straight up action game. It's not going to have any of the other stuff. It's going to be a straight up action game. It's just going to mainline you that really exciting action story. I kind of wish we had that, but that's a lot of that's just me being an older person who like fucking 20 years ago, I had 30 hours to be like, okay, not a big deal. But now it's like 30 hours. Whew, let's wrap this up. I wish this would have been done like, I don't know, 12 hours ago would be perfect. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, I meant to mention too, today also for my birthday, Blizzard dropped a whole shitload of new content for Overwatch 2. PvE content is in.
Oh,
which
they're back to it.
They're back to it. It's in, and it's really cool. It gets into the lore of it and a new sort of development in the universe. But they go and explain a lot of things that may not have been clear about the characters' backstories and stuff. And there's like files on the characters you can read about their histories and stuff. There's hero mastery is coming, and like right now you can like progress and get rewards for like doing sort of like achievements with heroes. And there's a whole new mode called Flashpoint mode, which is like taking a particular point and holding multiple points at once. I haven't got a chance to play that yet. They dropped a new hero, a new support hero, and you have to pay for the content. It's like, I think it's like $15 to get all the current PvE and content, but I definitely paid for it. And
$15 seems pretty reasonable for that kind of content.
And it was originally going to be free, but I had no idea like how much shit they were working on, because it's deep. I was telling Tanya earlier that it is like they have stepped up their game as far as I'm concerned. The interface has got a whole new slick. They've like got all the fonts and stuff, all the typefaces and stuff consistent throughout the game, and they've changed a lot of the art, and a lot of it just feels very polished and very thought was put into it. And I've shit on Blizzard a lot in the last several weeks, and I'm not sorry that I did that, but I am extremely impressed with what they've put out, because they've breathed new life into Overwatch for me. So
that's awesome to hear.
I'd say anyone interested, give it a shot. Check it out, because there's just so much to do now. It's not just battle after battle after battle after battle. There's shit to do, and shit that if you're into the lore and the stories and stuff, you can read about, and it gives you stuff to keep you busy. And it's an excellent addition to that franchise. I'm super happy with it.
Is it on Steam now as well?
It is on Steam.
Yeah. That's another thing.
This is the first Blizzard game ever to be released on Steam.
Smart.
Very fucking smart. And I'll tell you how I know. I haven't tried playing it like on the deck yet. It hasn't been like deck certified or anything. It probably won't be great on the deck.
I don't know, man. I think it might be better than we might anticipate.
It might be. I've played it using the remote play from my Xbox, and some of the stuff's hard to see, because you got like Widowmaker is 150 yards away. It's hard to see her because she's this tiny.
Gotcha.
So you might get sniped a little easier, but they may have done some things to polish it up and make it a little more friendly. But they haven't. It just dropped, so it hasn't been verified by Steam or anything yet. It's playable. I downloaded it to my deck. I just haven't fired it up on the deck yet. But for them to drop this game, this normally Battle.net Blizzard exclusive game, into Steam, it has increased the player base. I can already tell, because when I queued up for matches, it took me a while to get into a match. And normally that would frustrate me, except I know a lot of people are playing it right now. That means it's going to have some staying power, and I think it's going to have a whole new fresh crop of players to come in, and people literally have avoided playing it because they couldn't get it in Steam. They didn't want to have another launcher or another whatever.
I get it.
Now that it's there, they'll be able to rope those people in.
Look, I understand because I dragged my feet on the Epic launcher for a very long time until they were like, "Yo, you get 2 free games a month." It's like, oh, okay, I'll download that. Right? Oh, they're good ones. They're like big ones. Okay, yeah, you got it. You guys are rich. It's cool. I'm not gonna buy any of your games, but when I feel like playing this free one you gave me, I'll open it up.
That combined with the fact that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has been approved, that's going through and that's gonna happen. Which I'm actually kind of excited to see what Microsoft does with Overwatch.
Game Pass.
I think if it goes to Game Pass,
all that shit's gonna be Game Pass.
And I think it's going to be cool. I think they've, despite kind of some of the questionable choices they've made, I do think that they're moving it in the right direction to get a bigger player base. Because I want Overwatch to continue to be a thing for a long time.
I do think that. For me, who's like, I was playing Diablo 1 when it first came out, and Warcraft 2 when it first came out, and like all that. Like, so I've got like a history with Blizzard. So on one hand, I think it's really, this acquisition is great, but on the other hand, it's like there is absolutely like Blizzard's just like, that's just like a rubber stamp now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I get it. They're gonna have. It's not the same,
right?
I know exactly,
and it hasn't been for a long time.
It's changed hands. It's had all the especially with Overwatch, we had the guy that was, I can't remember his name now, Jeff something. I want to say Kaplan, but I don't think that's right. I think that's someone else. But anyway. He was the guy, the face of Overwatch. He would come out like doing the Andy Bashir thing and give video updates about the game every single month, and
Daddy got his blue jeans on.
Yeah, exactly. He would be wearing a T-shirt and a little jacket and giving updates and talking, and that kind of interaction was really cool. But then that stopped.
Yeah,
he's gone, and they got a new guy in his place, and they don't do that as much anymore. Kev Chaplin. I said that name. I don't know if that's the right name, but yeah,
I think it is. I'm not positive.
As long as they stay true to the spirit of the product, right? I'll be okay with it.
Yeah. I just wonder where it's like, what's a Diablo 5 going to look like? You know what I mean?
Right. I know.
Because that's even like what? Normally that would be 10 years down the road, but now it's like, is it going to be 3 years down the road?
Sooner,
is that going to be a year down the road? Surely not a year down the road.
Every other year, like Assassin's Creed were for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see if they do any kind of Microsoft exclusive like skins for, Game Pass members, free Overwatch like exclusive stuff for if you're, you can like claim rewards through Microsoft for different games. Like when we were playing Animal Royale, you could get skins and stuff through Game Pass.
Yes.
I think I'd like to see if they go there with that kind of thing because that would be fun.
I'm tempted now to just check back in on Animal Royale, especially on the deck.
I know. Ooh, on the deck would be nice. Yeah, I had forgotten about it till I just said it. And I was like, hey, Animal Royale's fun. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to jump back in with more. That was one thing I meant to mention.
I'm glad you did. I'm especially glad you brought up the $15 price for this new content in Overwatch because have you heard the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Street Fighter news? No. You can download into Street Fighter 6, you can purchase Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skins. So you can look like one of the turtles. You can only do it in like the lobby mode and stuff. You can't do it in like a one-on-one kind of fight.
Yeah.
But to purchase a skin, one skin is the cost of the Overwatch.
Is that right?
Pack where it's like it's $15 per skin.
Listen, no, don't get me wrong. Blizzard is they charge $20 for a skin. That's like the real legendaries that are like eventually they go down in cost,
but inflation.
But yeah,
It's got mine rare pixels.
There's
hard
where
to
I
get
meant
for
when
your
I
skin.
said they have made some choices that I'm not fond of. That's one of them. Those skins are fucking expensive. Now, if you buy
That
the
is
Battle Pass,
expensive.
you get a lot of good skins through the Battle Pass, which I always do that anyway. But like, if I see one that I really like, if it's full price, I nope the fuck out of that one because I'm like, there is no way I'm giving them $20 damn dollars. And of course, they price it. It's coins, but you got to buy coin packs.
Right.
So when you buy a coin pack that covers the cost of the skin, you're left with like 100
Moonbucks.
coins.
I hate that
you
shit,
can't
man.
use.
They do that with like V-Bucks and
Yes,
Fortnite
they do
and
that.
Mine coins and
Yes.
Minecraft because I'm always like, Henry's like, man, Dad, I want to buy this for $5, and I'm like, okay. I said, well, you've got your money. That's fine. You can give me your money, and I'll make the transaction. It's no big deal. We'll figure it out.
But it's
the
$4.99.
but
It's $4.99. You got to
No.
spend 10 to get enough.
There
to
it
buy
is.
Yeah.
But the problem, son, is Microsoft won't let you give them $5. They demand you give them $10 or $20.
And by that logic, he'd be like, "Oh, sweet! That means I'll have more Minecraft bucks, right?"
That's correct, son. But also, you're locked into that economy at that point.
Yes. So don't get me wrong. The cost of the bonus content, the PvE content for Overwatch, is extremely reasonable to me. A lot of people are still pissed because it was originally going to be a free part of the game.
Right.
And that's why they made Overwatch 2 free to play. And they made it, all these changes to the engine. And that's why it became what it is, because all this PvE was just going to be a thing that they give you.
And I definitely want to talk to you after you've given it a play. I want to know what the PvE is like.
I played a couple of the rounds of PvE today, and I fucking loved it.
What's the general?
It's
elevator?
horde stuff. It's mob stuff.
Okay, I'm
so
into
you've
that.
got an objective. You get paired up with people online. Like it match makes you with other people, or you can play as a team, and then you have objectives and but it follows a story. So you walk into this one room, it's full of Omnics robots that you have to destroy. As a team, you heal each other, you take care of each other, and they just keep flooding in. And then, you might have to destroy a power generator or something to make the story advance to the next section.
Sure.
And there's bunches and bunches and bunches of sections. So, you go through a section, and it's 3 or 4 different parts of that particular chapter.
Okay.
Then it moves to the next chapter, and it does it again, only with different story elements.
Okay. This sounds cool.
I've really been a fan.
So, Overwatch 2 is free on Steam.
Correct. It's free everywhere.
And this content that includes the PvE is $15.
That's my understanding.
So ostensibly, if I pay $15, I might be able to.
You
play
should
some
be
of this
able to
PvE
play some
content.
PvE.
All right, I'm
Let
interested in
me
this.
check it
Sure.
double check and make sure. I was already gonna pay because I bought the battle pass too. I was already gonna pay for whatever they asked for it because
Right.
I've been wanting this for so long,
Sure.
and Overwatch is such a big thing for me.
Right.
But I want to say that it's anywhere from $12 to $15 for the PvE, and I think you get some coins. It's probably set up to spend $20. You get the PvE, you get the battle pass.
It's
and
a
you get
package kind of deal.
Yeah, they have different packages.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm interested in the PvE stuff, especially after Exoprimal. And really
it's-
liking all that horde
It's
stuff.
very similar to Exoprimal in the sense that you are teamed up to fight a horde.
I do wish there were dinosaurs in it, but
It's just like that.
I'll make do, I guess.
And I can't believe I didn't make the connection, but yeah, it's just like
Come on,
the-
Steam modding community.
Now they don't have the element where at the end of it you might have to battle another team. It's not like a.
That's fine. I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's
much
just
anyway.
you and 3 others
Yeah.
fighting to get through the stage together.
Cool.
And there's different levels of difficulty, so you can go from normal to legendary difficult, normal, hard,
Nice.
expert, and
What
legendary.
do you vote or do you queue up for difficulty?
You
or
pick
do you
your
vote, like, when
difficulty that you want, and then it queues you with other people that picked that same
I
difficulty.
want to try this. I want to try this.
Yeah, man, I would love to have you in and do it because it's fun, and like I said, it adds a whole nother element, a whole nother thing to do in this game that I play on fucking repeat for hours every single day. I've been doing the same thing, playing the same levels, the same characters, just polishing because I just am into Overwatch.
Sure, I totally get
how
that is.
Actually made it better even for me, and I'm already a huge fan.
All right, cool.
So yeah, it's something special. I could see us getting together with members of the TADPOG Nation, right, and having game night in Overwatch. For this mode.
Teams of 4?
Teams of 4.
Cool. Yeah, that's
and you
doable.
get, for the first mission, you only have a very limited number of characters you can pick from.
Oh, okay.
But for the subsequent missions, like the second mission, you can pick fucking anyone. But they put, if you, let's say I played Diva in the second mission, but if I had picked Soldier 76, they would have had the cinematic with him in it.
Okay.
As well. It's crazy how it's working. I don't understand how all that works, but then maybe subsequent missions will have you're limited again, and then you can pick from the whole thing again. But at some point, you have to have a healer. Somebody has to be a healer, and somebody needs to tank and then damage. But it's good shit. I've really been enjoying it.
Well, I like tanking in PvE. I don't like tanking in PvP because I never feel like I'm effective in PvP when I'm
it's
tanking.
Tough to
but
be.
But in PvE, it's like
you can be that role,
right?
And really
be that role. And not only that, but I mean, I also don't like it in MMOs either because there's so much investment in it.
Yeah.
But in like these short PvE like parties and raids and stuff, it's nice because it's like the commitment is so much smaller. You know, where it's like, fuck it, I'll tank this and see how it goes. No one else wants to do it. Fuck it, I'll do it.
Right.
As opposed to like an MMO where it's like, okay, I've decided to be a tank, and because of that, I have to like study a whole bunch of stuff and like know the optimal route to go in every dungeon. You know what I mean? And or someone's gonna fucking get mad.
Yeah, well, and that may still be the case
It might
to
be.
some extent, but I'll tell you this: I have over 280 hours as Diva in Overwatch. And I played Diva as in the PvE today, and it was funny that it was like I was playing it actually for the first time as a real honest to God tank, as opposed to just doing what I've been doing for
Beefy
fucking
DPS.
6 years. As Diva, I'm really good with her, but I don't tank. I tank Diva in the sense that I do my best to piss people off. I go and antagonize people and irritate them so that they're firing at me and my rest of my team can move the objective, right? But in this game, I was shielding and I was getting in front of people and I was being healed and I was, it was a weird but awesome experience. And I cannot recommend this highly enough. It's
I added it to my library just now. I'm trying to see if I can download it remotely. Man, it's getting review bombed. I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm not surprised.
That's what everybody said whenever the announcement came that Overwatch was coming to Steam. Half the people on Reddit were just like, "Oh, I just can't wait for it to come to Steam so I can read the reviews."
Overwatch 2 has no respect for you. It's an attempt to pry open your wallet while masquerading as the game it used to be.
It's bullshit. It's the same game. There's differences in the sense it used to be a 6-player team, like for the regular game. It was 6-on-6. Now it's 5-on-5, and you have one tank instead of two. But they did that to speed things along because with 2 tanks, it was just making the matches go forever, and people are just salty in general. No one ever says anything nice about anything on the internet. You know what I mean?
In Street Fighter 6, it's funny because the Ninja Turtle skins are $60 to get all 4 of them.
God, that's a lot.
That people are
That's Blizzard prices.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
people are styling their own Ninja Turtle characters, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I
man,
love
because they
that.
look so janky, but like,
But you know what they're doing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could say, I respect that
Right.
because I see you not wanting to give in to the man.
they added Ninja Turtle skins to Minecraft too because Henry wanted to play last weekend.
Well,
I was
they've
like,
got that
okay,
movie out.
right,
Yeah,
right,
they're
which I've heard is
cross-promoting.
good. I really want to see it, but like Henry is so cold on it that it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go see this movie by myself, and I don't want to. But I also because Nikki was like, well, let's all just go because I asked her, I was like, do you want to go? And she's like, yeah, and she's like, well, let's go, and then he didn't want to go, and it's like, I don't want to force him to go see
Right.
a movie. You know
Right.
what I mean? But does put me in a situation where it's like, all right, I guess Mom and I are gonna find a babysitter so we can go watch Ninja Turtles.
Right. That is weird when you say it.
I'm going to go see it on Saturday if you want to go. You
I
go with
will
us.
be. No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
won't be in Cincinnati.
We're going to go. It's John put it together.
Yeah.
Turtles and Indian food.
I'm not going.
Okay.
Nah. That's. Thank you for the invitation, but no, not. I'm not gonna do that.
Cohen saw it. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but he went and saw it. His mom took him to see it last week or this past weekend. So
I've heard it's good.
I've heard good things.
I've heard
yeah.
it's younger teenage turtles.
Yeah.
which is
And I
a
like the
nice
animation
take on it.
style.
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of a
Spider-Verse kind of
yeah,
like choppy,
almost
20
claymation,
frames kind of deal.
choppy-ish. Yeah, I love it. We've been talking a lot. Tyler, got anything?
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
No, most of this week I've been doing class prep because I'm going to start teaching 2 classes at the community college next week. So by the time this drops, it might be too late, but you can sign up for my class. You can take nutrition online with me.
So are you teaching how to like nutrition, or is it a cooking class?
I'm doing nutrition online and then beginning baking in person.
Ooh.
So that's what I was up to this week. You guys want to do a draft?
We can do a draft.
Sure.
Get any ideas?
No.
Favorite nutrients?
Yeah.
Fiber for me recently.
That's mine.
I don't goatsy poo, so I gotta get the fiber.
Vitamin C.
Let's see. Looking at the list, we could do actors and actresses, Disney movies, handheld games, Pokemon, stand-up, breakfast foods, X-Men.
We haven't done breakfast foods yet. That's ridiculous.
We haven't?
We've done cereals.
That is true.
So we would have to say cereal. And
Right.
not like get into the brands of things.
Yeah, I guess. That's a tough one to dissect, isn't it?
Yeah, because I know we've done cereal.
We've definitely done
So,
cereal. We could just do cereal draft again.
We could
We'd have totally
we
di- I
could
would
have
have
done
totally
one of them
different answers.
2-episode arcs of the cereal draft.
Right.
I promise.
I mean, I'm down for any of these.
Fighting game characters, movie franchises.
These are all good options.
Um,
I like Disney movies.
Disney movies, I could probably squeeze out 5.
I'm down for that. If you want to do that.
All
Disney
right.
movies. Disney movie draft. Okay. Dave 1 and 2, Ian 3 and 4, me 5 and 6. 1, Dave.
Man, I got some fucking decisions to make. I am gonna have to go with Aladdin, animated Aladdin. I haven't seen the remake, but Aladdin was one of those movies that I feel like it was part of that Disney Renaissance, and like it was such a big deal, man. Maybe it was my age because I was like in 6th grade, I think, when that movie came out.
I know Aladdin's absolutely top tier. One of my favorites as well.
I mean, it
So,
was
yeah.
huge. I mean, we had like
Yeah, it was a big deal.
in 6th grade, like our choir was like, "All right, we're doing Aladdin music."
Yeah.
and we were all like, "What? Really? Are you what?" And they're like, yeah, we're doing Aladdin
That's
music.
awesome,
Here's
though.
4 songs we're going to perform. And it's like, whoa.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, Aladdin all the way.
Ian.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and grab it while I can. The Lion King.
I knew it, man. That was my second one on that.
Aladdin was my first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick Lion King because that one it was not only good, but my son, when he was little, he was really into it. And I think I mentioned on the show he used to take pictures of Simba. He had a little instant camera, and he would take pictures of Simba on the screen. But yeah, Lion King for me.
That's Nikki's favorite.
Is it Disney or is it Pixar? Is Up Disney or Pixar?
That's
Don't know. I would guess Pixar, but because it's so pulling at the heartstrings.
it is released by Walt Disney Pictures.
Wow.
All right.
All
Up.
right. That's a good
My
one.
one will be Up. The intro to Up is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's better than the full movie, I think.
Yep.
I mean, I like that.
I completely agree
but
with
I mean,
you.
that segment, is really, really powerful. My second pick is probably not going to get me many points, but it is a sentimental favorite of mine. I'm going to go with Tale of the South. Just kidding. The Jungle Book.
You got me. You got me.
Crack open the Disney vault on this one.
The Jungle Book.
Okay.
Man, I remember being in kindergarten and we had
The
this
animated one.
Yes, the animated one. I like the remade one
I do
as
too.
well, but especially like Scarlett Johansson as Kaz, like that's like a really good casting decision. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's not an obvious one, and she makes that work, and it's I think that was really really neat. But yeah, man, the animated one, Bare Necessities.
Yeah.
I remember.
The bare necessities.
You do a good Baloo.
Bare necessities.
I loved that song.
We had in kindergarten, we would do these exercises in the morning, and whose ever birthday it was got to pick which exercise record we listened to. And it wasn't really an exercise record. I think it was just records, and we just like did stretches and
Calisthenics,
stuff.
yeah.
Right, yes. But Jungle Book, man, we had that record, and that was always, I say always, only had one birthday in kindergarten, but that was my pick. And when I remember there'd be like lobbying and like activism for like if we knew it was somebody's birthday, we would like all try to like lobby and be like, okay, man, we got to do. You like Jungle Book, right? Jungle Book's your favorite?
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jungle Book number 2.
I had to double check on a couple of things.
It's hard to differentiate Pixar and Disney, unless I'm thinking way back to my childhood.
Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm
Wreck-It Ralph is good.
I liked those movies. I thought those movies were really funny and really unique and entertaining. And it made me think of one of my favorite video games, Rampage.
Yeah,
it's the
dude.
same kind of game. So yeah, I'm down with.
I liked Wreck-It Ralph a lot. I didn't see the second movie,
It's good. It's as good as the first, I think.
but yeah, I believe it. I thought the first one was really good. I want to fix it, Felix machine. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
me too.
My number 2. I don't like watching movies at home very much, but I had to watch it again because I wanted to watch it with Kenna because I love it. Which is Wall-E.
Wall-E. You got one from my list, actually.
Back around you, Dave. Number 3.
It was Song of the South, not Tale of the South.
Yeah, that's on it.
That's the
I wasn't
canceled
worried
sequel.
enough about it.
Tale of the South.
I wasn't worried enough about it to correct you.
Yeah.
It's the one about the furries. The Tale of the South. It's TAI.
Oh, nice.
I mean, well, okay, Robin Hood then is my third. I
Ooh,
good one.
ooh, that's a very good one.
loved that one. And you saying furries is like, yeah, that's like a lot of people have gone on record and been like, yeah, that's it.
Sexual
for me.
awakening. Very confusing feelings. Yep.
That's it for me.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I made some pretty sexy damn looking animals.
Yeah.
Maid Marian. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff? Right? Right, Jeff?
My next one is Toy Story.
Was that Pixar or Disney?
It's Disney.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
OG Toy Story is great. I'll go a little old school with one that I loved and broke my heart growing up, which is I think Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, man, with the squirrel.
Excellent.
Yeah, the squirrel part is absolutely what. Oh, it broke my heart and frustrated me so badly as a kid.
Yeah.
I need to see if this is Disney or not, but I bet it's not the one I'm thinking of.
I gotta go. I mean, we're just leaving the true classics just hanging there, like the true OG. I gotta go Snow White.
Yeah,
Gotta go Snow White.
That was going to be one of my picks for sure.
That is a groundbreaking animated motion picture.
Yeah.
It is.
That
It
is
was
like
the shit at
Yes.
the time. It's still kind of the shit considering when it came out.
I guarantee you,
It's their first animated movie.
I know, and we would not have anime would not be in its current form if it were not for that movie.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there would be anime, but I mean, like that Snow White and those early Walt Disney pictures, like that was like a huge thing. And I know like a lot of Japanese animators really like took note and kind of took a lot of those ideas and continued to stylize them. Snow White, Seven Dwarfs.
Ian.
I just had it. I have a couple that I was picking from, and I can't. Damn it. Oh, Mary Poppins.
Man, that was in my head.
I had Dick Van Dyke stuck in my head,
Yeah,
and I was
man.
like, "What?" I could not think of Mary Poppins for God's
It's
sake.
a lot of the
Chitty,
kids'
chitty, bang, bang.
absolute favorite.
Chitty.
Yeah, Mary Poppins.
Great movie.
Yep, it rules, man.
But I thought both versions. There's a newer version with what's her name?
Julie Andrews 2.
Not Julie Andrews 2.
There's a new.
There's some Mary Poppins too, yeah. With
Is this Guardians of the Galaxy? You guys fucking.
well, Mary Poppins is a Time Lord. I mean, we found that much out.
That I believe.
Oh, for God's sake. Hang on.
I read a huge breakdown about how Mary Poppins is a Time Lord. And
Yeah.
man, that makes a lot of sense.
Bag is a TARDIS, like kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's like this extra dimensional.
Oh, Emily
space.
Yeah.
Blunt. It's called Mary
What the
Poppins
fuck?
Returns, and Emily Blunt
What?
plays Mary
Dick Van
Poppins.
Dyke's in it though.
I
2018.
didn't know about this shit. Dick Van Dyke is in it?
Yeah. That's
Is it sad?
He's an old ass chimney
It's
sweep. I've
been
never
a
seen it.
minute
I've never
since-
seen
I've
either
seen
one of
it,
them.
but
When did it
only
come
in
out?
passing. 2018.
You probably said that and I wasn't listening.
I did, but that's okay. We had a lot going on.
I like Dick Van Dyke and I want him to live forever. And please live forever. Happily.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
I
we
know.
just. God, I hope we didn't just fucking podcast curse.
Dick Van Dyke
We've had our
is
three.
like 94
I know.
years old.
I know.
That is not going to be our fault.
But every time I see him, I get sad
I do
because
too.
because
I know.
Him and Mel Brooks too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mel Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah. Is
saw a
gonna,
photo of him today.
is going to be fine.
Yes. Oh God.
Just like Dick Van Dyke. They're both going to be fine.
That's right.
I guess I gotta say Star Wars, right?
Sure.
For picking Disney movies.
Might as well.
No, I don't like Star Wars. So I'm gonna say I thought it was DreamWorks. I had to look it up, but it is Disney, which is the Brave Little Toaster.
There you
which
go.
Also
Brave
wrecked
Little
me in a
Toaster.
few scenes. The flower off by itself, and then the junkyard scene when the magnets picking him up and crunching all the cars, and they're
Yep.
screaming for help as they're getting impounded.
Murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a horror scene. Truly.
Which I watched for the show notes. We talked about it last week, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So I was putting that in the show notes and stumbled upon the ants fighting the scorpion scene and how fucking sad as shit that is.
Yeah.
When you see the scorpion fucking bury its stinger into it, and then it's the baby ant is still trying to get up and help the kids, and it can't do it. It dies in his arms.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Me too. No, I'm sad.
But Brave Little Toaster. I fucking love that as a kid.
Yeah, man. Brave
Gotta
Little
collect
Toaster
it before.
rules. I would not have guessed that was a Disney movie.
I didn't think it was. It didn't seem. It seemed like Dreams work or something like that, something a little offshoot. But
Sure.
no Disney.
Awesome. What are we on?
5.
Oh fuck! This is the last one I
Yep,
get to
last
pick.
one.
I mean, shit. Which one do I pick from? Because I'm going back to the Disney Renaissance. Which side do I go? The beginning of the Disney Renaissance, or kind of like the end of the Disney Renaissance? I'll go Little Mermaid. I'm going to go
Song
with
of the South
beginning.
again.
Hell yeah, Little
Song
Mermaid.
of- Little Mermaid. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
And I remember when it came out. I remember seeing it in the theater. I remember same with Aladdin. My mom loved
Oh God, mine too.
it was like, oh, new Disney movie. Let's go.
Holy
Let's
shit!
go. Let's
Mom
go.
had a fucking collection of Disney in those white clamshell
Yes.
cases.
Yeah.
Because they vault those fucking things.
I
I
know,
don't
right?
even know whatever happened to those VHS tapes, but she had all those movies. Loved her some Disney. It's a
I think
mom-
Ursula
it's a
made
mom
Josh
thing.
cry, and they had to leave the theater. He
Oh.
was so scared of Ursula.
I think that tracks.
Ursula's
Yeah.
scary as fuck.
That tracks.
Whenever I showed it to Ken, and Ken went, "Oh, Nanny." To which I have not told my mom that story.
Oh, your mom might think it's cute.
Yeah, man. Little Mermaid. I remember when it came out in that clamshell case. I remember like poring over it to try to find all the hidden penises.
Yes. Yes.
Can't believe we didn't talk about the Sex Cloud in Lion King. That's my new Steam name, Sex Cloud.
or the all good girls take their clothes off or whatever in Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve wouldn't say that. Steve from Full House is a good boy, good Christian boy.
I still have a few that I could bring up, but I'm gonna go with for my number 5. I'm gonna take Frozen because I thought Frozen was a great
Frozen's
movie.
good.
I don't.
Man,
I'm
that's a
not
real good pool.
I'm not a little girl or a teenage girl.
You're a
But
50-year-old
I'm a
man.
50-year-old
goddammit.
man, and I like
50.
Frozen. And I'm not ashamed of it.
Nor should you be.
I'm 50 and I'm
50?
woke as shit.
God.
Man, yeah, I can't believe when Frozen the number 5 pick. I'm glad
It
you
just
got
came
it.
to me. It
'Cause that
probably
was
would have been
huge.
farther
That
up
movie
the
was
list. Oh
huge.
God, it's still huge. They
I
all
haven't
of
seen
them
it.
dress up like Frozen.
I need
We
to see
did it
it.
when we went to the Halloween thing on Jefferson last year.
Yes.
There was 100 little princesses, little Frozen princesses running around out there.
I would have been like, this is Halloween. This is Halloween.
That's also one I was thinking about picking.
Yeah, that's a pick. That's a good pick.
But one I do like more than that. It's sort of my dark horse number 5, which is Big Hero 6.
yes.
Oh, there you go.
Big
great
Hero 6 is
movie.
fucking phenomenal.
That is a great fucking movie. I had a few. Pete's Dragon was one of my favorites growing up.
Ooh, boy, I hate Peach Dragon.
Do you?
Yeah.
I loved it when I was a kid. Now I haven't seen it in a long time, so I might
Me
feel
neither.
differently. But I did. I was very into Pete's Dragon.
Peach Dragon was the one that when the teacher was hungover, they wheel in the cart.
Oh, no,
really? And it would be like, yay, TV. And then it was like,
Pete's
Peach Dragon.
National Treasure is a Disney movie.
Another hard
What?
one.
National Treasure.
My number 6 probably would have been Hercules. Love Hercules.
My
I
number
haven't seen it. I need to.
Hercules is very good. My number 1, I didn't Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
I love those fucking movies.
Which is your favorite of those? The first
The
one?
first
or-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked them all for different reasons, and I liked them less as they
Sure.
went on.
And they start getting rid of all the character actors.
Everybody
You know
starts
what I mean?
leaving.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They managed to hold on to Johnny Depp to the very last one, right? But the first one really got me because it was one of those movies that I had. I was in that camp. I'd been to Disney World several times, right? And I was in that camp of why the fuck
Right.
are they basing a movie on a ride that's like 5 minutes long?
Not a great ride, in my
It's
opinion.
not a great ride. It's okay, especially
fine.
the first time you go through it. But the subsequent times you go through it, it's like, yep, this hasn't changed since 1968.
Right. Not very exciting.
But the movies, it was such a pleasant surprise that they were as good as they were.
Yeah.
So they really have a good special place in my heart.
yeah.
Emperor's New Groove would have been up there for me as well. Emperor's New Groove is good. The one that I didn't even realize it until I was looking at a list Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yep. That's under Touchstone. It was for Disney through the Touchstone label. So I want to say Touchstone owned, or Disney owned Touchstone before it got absorbed and turned into whatever. So it was put out as a Touchstone film, but it was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It was done by Disney. It was just not under Disney's.
The last one, which I watched over and over and over as a kid, is the OG Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I love the shit out of the Parent Trap. I mean, the Lindsay Lohan one was good too, but that OG one was fucking great.
Flight of the Navigator.
Dude, I was literally getting ready to say Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator that's a true honorable mention for me. That's one where it's like, never would I draft Flight of the Navigator, but I definitely want to mention it.
It belongs in the honorable mentions for sure.
Yeah.
Because that one, I was really into, Last Starfighter, Flight of the Navigator, all the Coke to Pepsi of these movies.
Yep.
Because it was 1986, baby. I was into that shit.
Yep.
Hardcore.
I remember
those movies were made for me.
Yes.
Exactly who I was in that time.
I remember seeing it on the, do you remember the ABC? I can't remember the name of the Disney movie. Sunday afternoon or whatever they had.
Okay,
it was like Sunday evening they would play a Disney movie with commercials. That's when I first saw Flight of the Navigator, and I was like, "This is a Disney makes things that are not cartoons."
Cartoons,
yeah,
for sure.
Mulan.
Paul Rubens was in Flight of the Navigator. I forgot about that. Damn,
I forgot about that too. Conan just had a pretty good.
Did he? Like
podcast episode.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I need to listen to that show.
It's a great show.
It's
Conan O'Brien
Needs a Friend.
Yeah. There's Needs a Fan as well.
Is it on iTunes and stuff? Or do you
probably
have to get it? Because I know it's on XM and I don't have that.
It's I get it on Spotify, so it's probably on the other
sweet
places.
Yeah, I've been meaning to add that.
Did you guys see the End of the Woods musical Disney did?
No.
2014. It was really good.
Okay.
What's it about?
End of the Woods. It's sort of. Because I mean, the one I saw is like Johnny Depp is the big bad wolf. It's sort of a It's sort of it's a popular Broadway musical that they then turned, but I think it weaves together like three different fables. But like the strongest one is Little Red Riding Hood, so the big bad wolf and Riding Hood, and then multiple princes, and it's good. It's good. That'd be an honorable mention for me.
I think another good honorable mention would have to be Fantasia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly care for Fantasia.
I like Fantasia a lot. I'm actually kind of upset that
you left it out.
I left it out. And forgot about it completely.
I very much appreciate it. It's not my thing, but I do appreciate it. We got to go see that in IMAX.
Nice.
Several years ago, and that was a neat experience.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great film. It's a great art. It's just not something that I make it a point to rewatch. I've seen it a couple of times, and that's enough.
Night on Bald Mountain is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is really fucking cool. And of course, Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, iconic.
Sorcerer's Apprentice triggers me. I have problems with. So have I ever mentioned the Cat in the Hat? My problem with Cat in the Hat.
Yes,
that it bothers me.
Right.
The cat comes in and just fucks everything up.
Sure.
Mom's coming home.
Pizza Tower style.
We're fucked. Right.
Cat in the Hat comes in, pizza towers all over the fucking place.
Sorcerer's Apprentice has that same effect on me. The worry, things get out of hand and out of control, and then Mickey gets in trouble. But I've always things like that as a child when I would watch. I would just be
the anxiety
sure. of getting in trouble for doing something and breaking the rules and not being a good boy kind of thing. Sure. Oof, that always bothers. To this day, if I watch Sorcerer's Apprentice, I get that tightness in my chest, that worry that I know what's going to happen.
There's that trauma.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny how that works. Is totally. What's going to happen. Yep. You've seen it 1,000 times, but it's still.
I get it. I get it, man. I get it.
Hate that shit.
What I didn't think about, and I would have picked it for my fifth one, but it just didn't occur to me, which is a Goofy movie.
Oh
I've never seen it.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
so good.
so good.
It has the best fictional song, in my opinion.
I've
in
heard
it,
the song.
which is the
I've
the
heard
power
covers of the
log.
song.
Yeah.
That is
Haven't
a
seen the
great.
movie.
Good job bringing that up because that was an excellent fucking movie.
101 Dalmatians is an honorable mention for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That was one that I've watched a lot as a kid.
Escape to Witch Mountain, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
I almost said Bedknobs and Broomsticks,
All those.
but I couldn't remember for sure that was a
Yeah.
Disney movie.
Disney was a huge part of my growing up. All that shit because that was safe. That was guarantee you're gonna be able to watch this.
Right.
So yeah, I love them. I love it. Good draft.
Yeah.
Yep.
today.
Good draft.
And take a break and talk about some Pizza Tower.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Stand by.
When I get a serious craving for something I want to eat, I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza, 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 pizza. Every time I want that pizza, 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 I go to David's Pizza.
David's Pizza, 209-477-2677.
Pizza.
And now it's time for the game.
Pizza time!
Pizza,
Motherfuckers! Did I clip it? I was trying to.
Yeah, very much.
Great. You're welcome.
I've got the levels low, so you really accomplished something there because
really-
it's off the fucking chart.
I really pizza towered that
You pizza
motherfucker.
towered the shit out of
I
that.
I wanted to come into this segment, pizza tower energy, and I feel like I brought it.
Ooh, boy, this game, guys.
I really want to know what you guys think about this game because as I was playing it, I was like, I think I got Tyler figured out, and it was like, Ian could go hard one way or the other, and I'm not sure which way it's gonna be.
So this game reminded me of a sort of a combination of Cuphead
Sure.
and Super Meat Boy.
Sure, I can see both of those. What's crazy about this game is I am also going to make comparisons. This game feels like at the end of Akira Tetsuo, like just starts absorbing everything. Like that's what this game feels
is.
like.
It's frenetic. It's fast.
Taking shit
It's
from
so
everywhere and,
Fast.
like-
And it's got elements from all manner
Lots
of
of
games.
games.
And I know this was done on purpose. The art style of this game looks like a 12-year-old boy drew it, which
But-
is it's awesome. It's like something I would have drawn when I was a kid.
I love the art style.
Oh, I do too.
Because it's straight up like what it reminds me of is I think everybody probably remembers that like acid melting rat that was like on skateboard art. and
Yeah.
shit. That's what this is, but
Yes.
it like in MS Paint. And,
Exactly. Yes.
like literally, it looks like I don't know if it was drawn in MS Paint, but it does look like
things
it was.
the colors aren't inside the lines all the time, and everything's drawn with little tiny teeth because that's a creepy thing that bugs me. You know,
Sure.
I thought
that's
this was
not a
shovelware
criticism. It's
because
just
of the art.
You thought it was
what?
shovelware?
I thought it was shovelware because I've seen it all
Yeah.
on Steam. I just thought, oh, it's a bullshit Steam game. Like I didn't pay any mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just the cover art and everything. So we don't really have box art, but the Steam art, thought it was bullshit shovelware.
It does look
Absolutely.
like that, and I think that's part of its charm. Is that at first you look at it and you're like, "What is this piece of shit?" And then you're like, "Oh,
Oh, it is a
And
piece
there's
of shit.
so much.
Hey, I guess Tyler's. Yeah. Yeah, I figured you probably didn't like it very much.
Oh, I want to deeply apologize to Jake Squid.
He knew the risks.
He went way out of his way to buy me this game.
knew the risks.
So I'm sorry,
He's-
man, but
Familiar with the cloud of negativity.
oh, and this is the Pokemon shiny version of the cloud of negativity because I have not felt such passionate rage and disdain for a game in recent memory. We
Tyler
played
just ripped his shirt off in the studio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
We
heard.
played
Turning
some-
green.
We played
Oh,
some
God.
bad games. We've played like bad Super Nintendo games. We're like, oh, this is bad. Like, but it's not like I'm not passionate about how much I hate it. But this, I'm just like, holy fuck, I hate this goddamn game.
Yeah, I knew you would.
So much.
I knew, like,
So
I was
much.
5 minutes in, and I was like, Tyler's gonna fucking hate this game.
It pissed me off. It stressed me out. I actively had a terrible time playing it. I fucking hate this game. I will delete it, and I will never, ever, ever play it again. I mean, I think it is goddamn awful.
Holy moly.
Just the tutorial alone, I was just like, I fucking hate this because it is just like, maybe I'm too old to have 20 nonsensical, does not feel natural mechanics just fucking thrown at you one after the other. The way he moves, the way he jumps, the button combinations, the way you turn, jump, move. It does not feel natural. I fucking hate it. And they just do it like one room, weird mechanic, one room, weird mechanic, one room, weird mechanic, and all that till you think, how many are more fucking bullshit mechanics or does this game gonna throw at me? And then it's like, okay, now play the game. Remember all the bullshit mechanics.
Yeah.
Fuck this game.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Go, elaborate.
Oh man, I like the art style. I think it's one of those things where it's like
I get that. That I can. Boogerman plus Sonic equals Pizza Tower. Like I get that. I'm with you. I can kind of go with you on that.
I can see Boogerman maybe in the art style, but not in the gameplay. The gameplay of this game is, I think, really fun, and like it's one of those where it's like you're not gonna play it perfectly. That's like one of those things I think you had to like accept right at the front. Is like, yeah, you're gonna fuck up a bunch, but here's what's cool about it: it doesn't matter. And I think once you realize it doesn't matter, because you never die.
You never,
Well, you typically don't
this
die.
game has a very interesting mechanic.
And we do need to talk about how it actually, what kind of game it is, too.
This is a side scroller. It's a platformer.
Yeah.
And you are Peppino, a pizza man, and you've got to rescue all the pizza toppings from the dungeon of the pizza tower.
Yeah,
right?
your pizza business is in bad shape.
In bad shape. And
then the pizza face man shows up and tells you about a tower.
And so you go into the tower, and Tyler, you're not wrong. The tutorial is brutal. It's like I agree with you, there are too many things to keep track of, too many types of moves. Eventually, it becomes a little more natural. It does take some persistence to be able to navigate the levels and do the moves that you've got to do. And I frequently found myself forgetting something that I could do because there's so many different moves. I would forget, how the fuck am I supposed to get out of it? Oh, I remember. Because I would do it accidentally or something.
Right,
but
sure.
Anyway, you go in and you run through these levels. You can get hurt, but you never die.
You just lose points.
You lose points, and the more points you get, the higher your score, obviously, and you're shooting for an A or possibly an S. I don't know if there's an S tier.
I never got an S.
Me neither.
Got a lot of B's, got a lot of C's.
Couple of A's.
I got 1 A, and that was it.
Yeah. There's no timer. You can take your time.
Well,
on the first
just
half.
Listen, I'm getting there. There's 2 parts to every level, okay? And when you go through the first part, you can take your time, explore, find the hidden secrets. You never take damage other than losing some items, points, whatever.
Fucking forks on those fucking...
The forks, there's little guys with forks. If you run into
Nice.
them, they hurt you, they knock you off track. But then in a lot of cases, you have to move really fast to get through it. You have to use speed moves to bust through blocks or to slide under things or to... There's some jumps that you cannot make unless you are running at full tilt. And you have to go jump. And if you miss, you got to fucking try again.
But I don't feel like it's ever like super punishing in that regard, where it's like...
Once you've given it a couple of goes, it's doable.
And the retries, I feel like, are very fast too. It's
Yeah,
not,
it
it's
puts
not
you at a
this
good spot.
Metroid
It doesn't
situation
send you all
where
the way
it's like,
back.
oh, I fell down this thing and now I have to like go all this
No,
long
it
ass
puts
way
you back
around
at
the
the
map.
start of that screen that
Right.
you're on, which is nice. But the second part of each level is when you get to the end of the level, there's like this big giant rock, looks like almost like a totem,
Olmec's head.
Olmec's head, and when you hit him, this thing comes on the screen. It's pizza time. Then you have to run back through all the way back through the level at top speed to beat the timer.
But it's a different path.
But
I think that's important.
sometimes it's a
Most of the
different
time,
path.
it's a different path.
Well,
It'll split off and have different
I didn't
segments
get
where the blocks would be grayed out that you couldn't go through
Yeah,
before.
Now you can
yeah,
go
yeah.
through 'em. And I wanted to point that out because I think this game would be a lot lesser if it was just doing the same thing you just did, but backwards.
yeah, and they do a pretty good job of telling you which way to go. You'll have like a little chef guy who's turning his
waving
arm
you.
and pointing in the
Giuseppe.
direction.
Guy in a suit.
And
Mr. Stick.
there's lots of good hidden shit and things like that. And one of the neat things is on your right, you get a timer that counts down from the second you hit it's pizza time. You've got until the clock hits 0 to get back out of the dungeon. If you do, you succeed. If you don't, you fail and you have to do it again.
The big pizza
Pizza
face
Head
shows
floats.
up
You
and
cannot escape him. You are fucked.
For a little bit, you can.
Yeah, for like
If he touches you, though,
a second
you're
or
done.
two, and you can potential if you're real. Look, if you're not good enough to get out, you're not going to be good enough to get away from the pizza face.
That is a good point.
Because it is the exit strategy is frenetic. You
Yes.
have to go so fast. And
Yes.
No, it's
there's some disappointing things about the exit that I don't like. First of all, I don't like timers. I don't like being put under pressure.
They may as
See,
well
this
play the
is-
Sonic music underwater and give me a fucking panic
It
attack.
does do
It's
that,
like,
and then as you're running, as you run, every second you're running, you lose 5 points.
Right.
And but there's like little clocks scattered out throughout the pathway to get home, to get back, and that adds those points back to your score.
Right,
So
sure.
you have the potential of not losing too much. What are the bells for?
They also give you time.
They give you time.
yeah. I think they
But
give
they
you
don't-
more time.
But it doesn't give you enough time. on
No,
the run
you're
back.
running out of time faster than your game.
Right, and I think that to
typically.
me is a failing of it. I would like for this to have given me the opportunity to earn more time, especially on those spots where you're running back and you get stuck in a loop of you keep fucking because you're in such a hurry, you keep making the same mistake, jumping up the wall and over, up the wall and over, up the wall and over. I can't get it. I can't
Because
land
you go
it.
so fast. A lot of the times you want to go so fast that you can actually run up the walls.
You run up the walls
and then dive bomb accidentally before you get to the
Yeah,
top.
because you flicked your controller the wrong way or whatever. That part of this game was maddening to me. And I appreciate the mechanic and I liked it, except for the fact that it is extremely frustrating. And I don't do frustrating.
This is the last half of these levels was really where I was like,
You know me well enough.
this is where it might lose Ian.
I will say that I did not play this game as much as I could have, because when I would get to a frustrated point, I put it down.
Yes.
Normally in a game like this, when I get frustrated, I put it down and I don't come back to it, aka Tyler. However, I did find myself coming back to it more frequently and trying again. I liked this game. I did not like, I liked the element of you go through it, you don't die. It's the thing at the end of the level, the escape. I like that element, but I am terrible at it, and I don't like games that I'm terrible at.
And this is like the whole mechanic of you escaping from the dungeon It's like one of those moments where I'm talking about where it pulls from a whole bunch of different stuff. That's the end of Metroid. You're playing to the end of Metroid in Super Metroid and Metroid games. You're playing that every level. You like it or not, that's what it is. I mean, it's the end of Metroid.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And I didn't know that because I've never really been into Metroid. But
Pretty much at the end of any Metroid game I've played. I haven't played all
There's
of
always
them.
a segment like that. Yeah.
But like the ship or whatever you're on is being destroyed, and you have to get out of it in time.
I'm really glad they don't kill you through that, and that's how you. That's the
Just
only
technical
time.
difficulties.
That's the only time you
Yeah.
technically die is when the pizza guy catches you and you die.
Right.
You
'Cause
end
even
the level.
Even the technical difficulties, when you fall off a pit or something, the
Puts you right
screen
back.
shows up, says technical difficulties, and you're right back in the game.
Yes, I like that, and because without if there were lives and health in this game,
It would be
it would be impossible.
miserable. This would
It
be
would
a
be
miserable
impossible
game.
because you have to move so fast. And I would be willing to bet that at some point they did probably have that. And they were like, y'all, we got to take that out. We got to find another way because this ain't happening. People are going to give the up on this too easily.
The Pizza Souls, the sequel, will have that in it. the real masochists.
But I thought there were plenty of really charming elements. I like there's things about it like you can, at one point you get put on a suit of armor, and that suit of armor weighs you down. But you can double jump with it on.
Right.
But as soon as you hit a slope, you immediately shoot off in the other direction, and you can kill everything in your path, and you can keep that momentum going. And that's required. And then at some point when you need to shed the armor, there's like a pope.
Right. Who
The
like
Pope,
removes the curse.
who takes the curse of the armor off,
Right.
and then you move on.
And every level has a gimmick like
Yeah,
that.
and
It's
now-
a different gimmick.
I have not been able to complete the first floor of the tower. I've gotten 3 out of the 4 actual levels. The third one, I can't escape the dungeon. I can't get out. It's the one where it's got like the vanishing blocks of cheese where you run across, and as you step on it, they vanish.
And those are reoccurring. You'll see those more.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of that dungeon. I even had an A, and I just couldn't escape the dungeon.
That sucks.
And then the first boss, I can't beat him.
Y'all, these bosses are
hard.
fucking hard. Because the
They're
first boss
hard as fuck.
is a pepper,
Yeah.
a red pepper, and they
Bell pepper or Fresno chili.
do not know.
Okay.
Don't know what a Fresno chili is. Sounds made up.
Looks like a jalapeno, but it's red.
No, more like a bell pepper.
Okay.
And
With little tiny teeth.
with little tiny teeth, and it has a health bar, and you get through that health bar, and then it has a second phase.
Now this is
Which
the
is-
one and only time of the game when Peppino, the main character, your character, actually has a health bar
Right.
that you get hit so many times you're out and you have to start over.
Right. And it got me so bad, man. I don't know if I want to. I do want to talk about it,
Please.
but
You're not gonna fucking ruin it for me.
It got me so bad because it's like I fought that boss probably. I don't know how many times, more than I.
I've fought
care
him
to
20
admit.
times. I still haven't beat him.
But you get to the second phase. I finally got to the second phase, and he shrinks down to this little pepper, and like a pepper-sized pepper,
Yeah.
and relative to the character. And anytime a boss can be injured, they flash white.
Yes.
And so it's this little pepper, it's flashing white. And I go to try to hit it, and it jumps over me. And it's so hard to hit. And I didn't get it fast enough. So it goes back to he grows bigger. It goes back to the second
my
phase.
fucking God. I don't know if I'm going to play this anymore.
But to be fair, I do think that the first boss is the hardest boss I've fought.
Is
in the
it?
game so
Okay,
far.
because he is, you can walk right to him, and there's no incentive for you to finish the other level. You can go, if it's after you get to a point,
you get enough money, and
Yeah,
you
you can just go right to
rent
him.
a gate from Mr.
You
Stick.
gotta love that vortex style laying out of bosses. Where the first one's the hardest.
Yeah, I know. I mean, at least for
it's
me,
tough.
I mean,
the
on this,
timing is hard to figure out, and
Yeah.
even once you've figured it out, by the time you've got the timing of one stage figured out, it switches to the next stage,
Right.
And it's all new timing to figure out. they are generous in the sense that they give you back your health at a fairly regular
That's
interval.
true. And I think that's fun too because you have to collect it. It's they don't just give it to
Right.
you.
It falls on the floor like an item.
Little chef's hat that you have to go and pick up.
And you can pick it up if your health is full, and then you'll get hit, and you'll be like, "God damn it!"
Right, exactly.
So
I think that's
found
fun 'cause
one of
it's a
the
risk reward thing.
Well, I found one of the strategies there was, in addition to avoiding getting hit by the boss, I was trying to avoid picking up a chef's hat if I had full
you had
health.
full health, yeah.
So it would
That's
be
hard to do,
there,
too.
and it's hard because it
Yeah.
just lays there in the middle of the floor. You don't have to do anything to pick it up.
Right,
You
you
just
just
run
run
over it and
over
it
it.
picks it up.
Yeah.
But
I try to do
it
that, too.
was. It had neat little funny things. Like one of the stages, a stone, like a rock, a big slab of stone will appear, and you got to hit it. And when you hit it, it chips away and makes a sculpture of like that boss, only as Venus de Milo.
And he stops
and
and
he stops and admires it. And
That's
the
how you
whole
get to
time
hit
he's
him.
admiring it, he's flashing so you can hit him.
Right.
And you do that a few times, which I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
The game is funny, and
It
it's
is funny.
it's really fun to watch and look at. And there's like the Y button just makes him go bam and pose. He just poses.
You can deflect projectiles with that.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
I haven't run into projectiles really yet, so I
Yeah.
didn't know that's what that was for.
There aren't a lot of them.
No, there's not.
There really is.
But each time you do that, he strikes a different pose, and it's
one of
just-
them's him with cap and mortar.
Yeah.
And a mortarboard cap
Yeah.
and a diploma.
Yes. And like part of the achievement, you earn like new outfits for
Which are
doing
ridiculous.
things. And like I only have earned one additional outfit, which was if Peppino gets hit, injured 50 times, then your little chef suit is covered in skull and crossbones.
Yeah, I got that one.
But there's so many neat, fun, charming elements to
Well, I
this
feel like
game.
the TV set probably would have originally been your health bar, and he would have gotten worse looking in that TV.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
or something. That's what I
Absolutely.
expected.
Top
when
right
playing it.
corner is Tyler's talking about. There's like a CRT looking.
Which is the same TV that would be hanging in an Italian, like a pizza place
In Italian
in
Village.
Italian
here in
village
Paducah.
here in Paducah.
That is what is in there.
That TV from 1992 is probably still hanging
Right.
there.
Yeah, you turn it on and expect to see like the wall coming down.
Again, another really charming, funny
Yeah.
element that was immediately recognizable to me as to why they did that.
It wasn't to me. So I'm so glad that you explained that because Henry watched me play this and he was like, "What is up with the TV?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I guarantee
I would love
you
to
it's
watch
because
someone
there's
play
one
this.
of those.
I could watch someone play this and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Someone
But I can't play it.
who's good. This would be a fun one to
Yeah.
watch on Twitch or something. That's absolutely the truth.
I wish that. So when I was playing this, I heard that this game is a lot like a beloved game series called Wario Land, and I've played Wario Land 3 and for the Game Boy, and it wasn't like this. So I'm assuming it's probably more like the later Wario Land games. I know it's a long running
I
series.
mean, I liked Wario Land Shake It, but I wouldn't compare this to Wario Land Shake It.
I haven't played Shake It, so I don't know what that's like. But to me, this felt like a Sonic the Hedgehog game. But the way I feel like a Sonic the Hedgehog game should be, because it's Peppino is so fast that he runs up walls.
And he gets like the color blur lines, like it's like Sonic Boom style. Like
Totally.
you see like a fucking trail of red, green, blue
Yes.
of him.
He's a very selective juggernaut.
Yeah.
about what he can play.
that's true. But he gets so fast that like he becomes invincible.
Right.
And it's like he'll just mow through enemies. And it's like, why is Sonic not like this?
It's so satisfying too. Like,
especially when there's a big row of them.
oh God. And the thing, they count combos, and combos are just how many things you hit in a row, like enemies. And you can usually, like when you get a combo, like if you just kill one monster, it'll be like
Lame.
one combo. That combo was lame. Or two combo. That combo was cheesy. But then you could like rack up like a fucking 17 hit combo, and that dudes up on the TV screen going,
Yeah.
like fucking, and it's when you can pull that shit off, it's really satisfying
Yeah.
and really fun.
My favorite is the one that's like, it's like good but sad.
I'm glad you said it. It did remind me of Sonic in its speed, and reminded me of Sonic in that when you're not going fast, I think it feels weird.
Yes. Oh yeah,
And
you're
kind of
supposed to
janky
go
when you're
fast.
not going fast.
Totally. You're supposed
Like Sonic,
to go fast.
weird platforming. If you're not going fast, just never felt right. to
But they
me.
do a good job of like, there's a grab mechanic, which is like, I think you hit X, and it's
Yeah.
like he lunges forward with his hands out, and if there's an enemy there, he grabs that enemy, and then when you've got that enemy held, you can either tap it again, and he like bites it like it's with
big
huge
old
teeth,
like Ren and Stimpy mouth comes out and like
Yes.
bites at it. Yeah,
or you can press up and do it, and he suplexes them. But that's not the only purpose of it. You can also tap grab to get like a running start.
Yeah.
So like I felt like I was never slow because I was always, even when I was stopped, I was lurching forward and then immediately like going into the dash because that dash is where you want to be because you're invincible when you're going fast.
They have that game. The other really impressive thing about this game is the level design. The way that they've done this thing is like, if you can do it, you can run this entire fucking thing at top
crazy.
speed and never have to slow down because everything is meticulously spaced apart to the point. Like I figured out on one of those disappearing cheese block levels, I was trying to get down this, like, staggered 4 blocks staggered and dropping in a staircase almost like thing. I just dashed and it went at full dash. It touches each one of those just enough.
Well, if you
to keep
master the mechanics, I can see where this level design is really good.
yeah.
But
Otherwise,
for somebody
it's
like me
maddening.
who felt like fucking alien,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
It's maddening.
but I can totally, like a speedrunner, this would be a beautiful thing to see.
That'd be
speedrun.
crazy.
Oh God, it would
Yeah.
be insane. And I actually think I may go look and watch someone who's definitely going to be good at this. Give it a run just to say I've played this game and holy shit, that takes some skill.
and a lot of memorization too.
Yes, lots of it.
Skill
And
and memorization.
like the stuff that appears in the final when on the run out of the stage is there throughout the course of the entire game. It's just ghosted out.
Right,
And
right.
that doesn't appear until you touch the totem thing and run. But it does sort of help give you, if you're paying attention, it does sort of help give you an idea. Okay, I see clocks and shit here that are ghosted out. I know this is going to be part of my exit strategy, but you do have to think about it and remember where all that shit was. Oh, and by the way, have you ever tried lap 2?
No, I know that's an option, but I have
Oh
not
my
tried
God.
that too.
So I found it
You
by
did?
accident.
Nice.
I was running the fuck out of one of the dungeons. I had an A.
Oh God.
And I ran. I was going too fast, and I ran right past the entrance to the dungeon and busted through a wall and right into a piece of pizza that teleported me back to the fucking end, and I had to run out again. And
Cat
it
Mario
didn't-
shit.
And it didn't give me more time. It didn't give me
Right.
more time.
Ugh.
So I was like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my God, I was so pissed. I lost. I was so fucking mad. So I don't do lap 2. Now that I
No, I've
understand
never
what
done
lap
lap
2 is, I always find them because they're right by the entrance.
Right.
But it won't let you go through it until lap 2. And I'm like, my God, there are probably people that can run both
Oh, no
laps in
doubt.
under 3 minutes and get
Sure.
the fuck out with fucking A++ or whatever the fuck. There has to be more than A because
I think there's a P rank,
A
and that's
P,
just for
yeah.
me like snooping achievements.
okay. God, it's too much. I will probably give it another shot.
Yeah.
I will. This was interesting and entertaining enough for me to not. I am not regretful that I bought it, and I probably will jump back into it from time to time and see what I can do. I do that with Cuphead because I'm terrible at Cuphead, but I love it. So I will go in play long enough to get pissed off and then get out. But I always have it installed.
Yeah.
Because I always want to try it again. So that's the way. That's where I'm at with Pizza Tower. I liked it. I wish there was some little quality of life to that run out that gave you a little help. Just some help would be nice. I don't care about the score.
Right.
I want to get out.
Right.
And
I think that's the right way to play it. That's how let me rephrase that. There's no right way to play it. That's how I play it.
Right.
Because I don't care about the score. I just want to get out. And then, I want a good score.
And maybe,
but I'm not lamenting where it's like, I gotta see. It's just kind of like, all right, I guess the next level.
right. And you might go back and try it again.
I might.
But really, I'm kind of in this particular form of completionism, I just want to be able to say I finished this level. I want to move on.
Yeah,
I want to get paid and move on. Yeah. And I can't get there without putting the kind of, I got to really put my mind to it. And I am not a put my mind to it kind of gamer most of the time. And when I can't, I'm not saying I want it to be easy, but there is a point at which I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep trying anymore. You lost me because I'm just not skilled enough. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
I think a lot of it's time. And
It
I think
does
you're
have
hitting
a lot
on
to do
that
with
too,
time.
where it's
Yeah.
like there are certain things where it's like, am I getting enough enjoyment out of this to put the time into it that it's demanding of me?
And make it worth it. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm the opposite. I like that because, when I click with the mechanics, and that's when it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not good at this, but I could get better at it.
Yeah. And I do like games like this that I can't just dominate or play so much that I get sick of it. It's just going to always be there. It's going to Pizza Tower is an option. I haven't played Pizza Tower in a while. I give it a shot. There's no harm, no foul to just jumping in, playing a little bit, and if you do well, great. If you don't, no big surprise. Move on to something else for a while. I like the game. It's just not my favorite game. It's not one of those things I'm going to put on my list as, I'm not I found out about this game on Reddit. I just went down the rabbit hole and found a thread where someone was saying, I just got a Steam Deck. What are some good games to play?
Yeah.
Every fucking response was Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower, Pizza
Dude,
Tower, Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower.
Let me ask you a question. I'm assuming you played this on your deck.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you play it in handheld?
Uh-huh.
Did you play it at all on...
I never played it on the big screen.
I switched, and it was like, whoa, this is a crazy different experience.
Is it?
I prefer it in handheld. Because, it was...
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say which is better. I
I
feel like handheld would probably be better.
I got through some levels last night on the TV because, Henry wanted to check it out. And
yeah.
That's the easiest way. And then, when he was done, it was like, okay, we're going back to handheld mode. Because to me, I think it's way... It feels... to me, it feels better smaller.
Okay.
And that might be because I can take in more of the screen.
Well, yeah. That's the same way I play Overwatch. I have to play it on my tiny little 13-inch portable monitor so I can see everything and not have to literally move my eyes around a 75-inch TV screen.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because I very rarely play the deck on my TV. But I never thought I should probably. I just would like to try it on the screen and see if I have the same experience as you did, or if or I might start kicking its ass.
You might.
You know, I don't know. It's weird how that works.
Yeah, it is weird. And it's with all the emulation stuff that's on handhelds now and the Steam Deck as well, it's kind of one of those things where it's it's not something I ever really realized until recently that the size of the screen really matters to me. It makes a big difference for a lot of things.
Bigger is not always better.
Right.
In that case.
I thought the levels were nice and varied in the game because each tower floor has 4 levels to it in a boss fight, except for I guess the 5th floor which I just made it to the 5th floor, and there's just one right now. So
God, I'm in awe of you for making it to the 5th floor. I did not make it off the 1st floor. How many total levels are there? Do we know?
There's 4 per floor. So
like how many floors?
4. I've done 4. I'm on the 5th now. I don't know how many.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to look ahead, but at the same time, I didn't.
Right.
But in each floor, there's like a theme, but the levels themselves are, I feel like really varied, because it's like one of the floors is like a pig city, and it's like it's got this one room, this one dungeon, this one level that's like you go in and Peppino gets arrested. And then you play the game as you play that level as Giuseppe, and who's the little Italian guy who waves you on. You play as him, and he's riding on a big rat. And it reminded me of Kirby 3, because you've got all those mounts, and he's got this ability where he's not as fast as Peppino, but he can kick the rat forward, and the rat will go out as a ball and knock a whole bunch of people.
After I got through a few levels on the 1st floor, I noticed that Giuseppe is running around. He just keeps swooping past back and forth with the rat attached to him. Is that what's going on?
That's probably what's going on.
I don't know.
Notice
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with him.
You can't interact with him. I tried catching him and shit. Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe that was the case, but I was like, "What am I?" Because in the main levels, if you could, there's a section where one level you pick up bombs, and you have to use the bombs to blow away rats.
And that's totally 100% has to be a Mario 2 reference.
Yeah.
Because Mouser with the bombs.
Same deal.
It's it's that.
But I thought, is there a bomb down here where I got to hit this thing and make him stop biting this guy? I don't know. It's just weird. Sometimes that's was the confusing part for me, is I don't know what is something I need to interact with or something that's just for fun.
It is a confusing game, and I think on purpose. I think the spirit of this game is
chaos.
Yeah, it's the art style is we talked about how it looks like MS Paint, and to me it looked a lot like 90s kind of skate art.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's the guy who does the Garfield Game Boy?
Lumpy Touch.
It reminded me of Lumpy Touch.
Yes, I could totally see that. Lumpy Touch is a lot more lavish and I don't want to say artistic, but there's more polish to Lumpy Touch. This is not.
This is $5 Lumpy Touch.
Yes, this is unintentionally unpolished.
Well, this
is
honestly,
the lumpiest touch.
It's polished in its unpolished
in its own way. It's right.
You got Lumpy Touch on Wish. You get this.
There's so much art in this, so many different drawings and different expressions
and styles,
that he makes,
even
and styles. It's you could tell there was a lot of creative, intentional thought put into this. Whereas like Tyler said, it looks like the game was a shovelware, $5 shovelware. But
bit my tongue. I don't know why. If someone had not told me about it, I would have never given it a second thought, because I would have thought it was RPG Ace or some homemade homebrew.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I would never
I don't
would have thought about
know
it.
much about the development team, but my guess would be that it's probably one person.
Oh, it has to be.
That's my guess. I didn't do the research.
But that one
but
person does so much work. There is the art is so extensive and varied that that's what I mean when I say it's polished and it's unpolished. It's intentional done this way, but it's intricate, and that adds to its ambiance. That adds to its feel. Everything's just kind of crazy. Even the art is just crazy. Everything's just nuts and chaotic. And
if this were a true pixel art style game, I don't think it would have it might still have charm, but it definitely wouldn't have the attitude that it has.
It's
I have not played a video game that looks like this in my life. You know what I mean?
I haven't
it's,
either.
Like it's got that, and it's like this is fucking crazy. That
It's
this
deviant
exists.
art. It's
is
deviant art Mario.
It is deviant.
You know, like the darkest timeline Mario.
Yeah.
Instead of being a plumber, he's a pizza guy, and
There's totally a Mario level too.
absolutely. The whole
and
thing is
everything.
derivative.
Yeah.
Oh God, really?
Yes.
There's pipes?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay,
yep.
that tracks. The whole thing
There's
is
a Noid
derivative
reference.
of
One of the
something.
bosses is essentially he's the noise, and like he popped up on the screen. Nikki was watching me play, and I was like, "They put the fucking Noid in this game," and she was like, "Yep, they did."
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
like, because instead of him being like red, he's the Noid, but he's in yellow. Like that's straight up like what he is.
So he's reverse Noid.
Yeah.
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Sorny of Noids.
It's a genuine noise.
I know a genuine Panaphonic when I see one.
So yeah, it's if it didn't have that, I probably I don't know. I like the mechanics well enough, but it's like the meshing of those two elements.
Exactly.
You know, it's like I don't want just the one thing. It's better as a whole.
Some dude with bad handwriting designed this game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
dirty handwriting. is
Dirty
how I would put
handwriting.
it.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is done in bad handwriting. But
Yeah.
you can't help but love it because it's easy to appreciate. This was a passion project for somebody. This was something that somebody loved doing, and
I think it's published under the name Tour de Pizza. I think it's the name of the developer publisher.
God.
So, yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a passion project.
And it just happened to hit pretty big. I mean, it's a popular game. It's on the front page of
Yeah.
the Steam store every day.
I first heard about it because Choctaw texted us,
Yeah.
and it was talking about Wario Land, and it was kind of one of those where it's like, I played one of those, and it was okay. I liked it all right. I like Pizza Tower like way better than that. Because I thought Wario Land was slow. And I even like, when I heard people like, because I looked on YouTube, I was like, Wario Land, show me more Wario Land games. Because I played one on the Game Boy and it was slow. And I saw one for the Advance and I was like, this also seems like not Sonic the Hedgehog. And then another one's like, this also doesn't seem like Sonic the Hedgehog. To me, this game feels like way more like a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Oh, God,
and like,
yeah.
And that's another reason I was like, because it reminded me so much of Sonic. I was like, Tyler, I will be shocked if Tyler likes this because I know you don't like Sonic.
Correct.
Um,
I mean,
That's ironic, really.
I love Sonic Adventure. But
right.
I'm-
You don't
yeah,
like
I'm not
typical
like a-
2D Sonic platformers.
Yeah, I don't love them. They're okay. Yeah, I don't love them though.
And this, I think, this is the most Sonic game I feel like I've played since Sonic Mania,
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, and even when I was playing this, I was like, I sure wish Sonic did it like this. Because this is a lot more fun. It just feels great to be like, to not be stopped by enemies and stuff and just mow through them. And it's like, you don't even have to go in like ball form or anything. It's just, you're fast and that's your power.
And when you turn into a ball, you slow way the fuck down.
You slow way the fuck down. It's true. And then it's like when you're fighting enemies, like there's this Battletoad references because it's like you'll punch them and your like fist gets really big. Or you'll kick them and your foot gets really big. Like I said, I don't know anything about the development of this game, but like to me, it feels like this person either grew up playing a lot of retro games or has an appreciation for them one way or the other. And I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
And it's something that doesn't really, if you don't notice that stuff, it doesn't detract if you don't notice some of that stuff. And like the gimmicks in each level you were talking about the armor. There's one where it's like there's this big, like you're in a factory, the level's a factory, and there's like this big like masher, like this industrial masher, and it mashes down on you and it turns you into a pizza box, and you can like frisbee yourself on the floor, and then you can like rapidly press the jump button, and you start like the pizza box starts flapping, and so you can Flappy Bird your way to the level.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know, every level has something like that.
So the description of Pizza Tower on the
I wanna hear
Steam
this.
library, on the Steam store, is Pizza Tower is a fast-paced 2D platformer inspired by the Wario Land series with an emphasis on movement, exploration, and score attack. featuring highly stylized pixel art inspired by the cartoons from the 90s and a highly energetic soundtrack.
I thought the sound. Honestly, if I had like a, I don't think the soundtrack's bad.
It's fine.
But it's fine, and
Yeah,
I felt
it's
like a
not
lot of times it's
excellent.
like this.
I cannot remember any bit of it whatsoever.
There's one that's like very like, oh, this is a Metroid parody. There's a lot of that where it's like, because it's on floor 1, I think when you're choosing a level, it's like beep, boop, beep, boop. So it's like okay, so this is like a Metroid parody. So I mean that I guess it is what it is. And then they do the dun 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 at the very beginning.
Peppino Spaghetti,
That's his full name.
a surprisingly agile and powerful, fat, balding Italian, is on a mission to destroy the titular pizza tower in order to save his restaurant from annihilation. Follow him through his rampage across the many wacky floors of the tower, collecting toppings and beating up monsters.
I'm glad pineapple's one of the toppings you get.
Yeah, wearing shades.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool topping.
Yep.
Play as Peppino Spaghetti, the supersonic Italian middle-aged man, and sometimes Gustavo. It's Gustavo.
Gustavo, sorry.
Not Giuseppe.
I'm going to look up the rat's name.
It's Giuseppe.
It might be.
Ratseppe.
Weird, crazy characters and animations, an insanely energetic soundtrack, an unusual platformer formula. Play like you want. Go for the highest score or explore at your own pace, at least until you have to escape the fucking level.
Yeah.
That's not at your own pace. That is their pace. And the tagline at the bottom looks like a little spy versus spy dude. Paints in pink. Come on, just buy it. You know you want it.
Man, I'm glad you said Spy versus Spy because, like,
That's a cartoon we didn't mention.
that is true.
In
But
the
big,
draft.
big Mad Magazine, cracked magazine energy from this
for
game.
sure. Some of the most helpful reviews. This one is by Gay Crack Smoker. Wario Brain on
Great
Sonic
Steam
Pills. Pumpkin says pizza. That's one of the most helpful reviews. It's just simply the word pizza. It's not even capitalized.
Oh, that would just be silly.
KLM SLV7 says, this Peppino, heart, be running up and down the walls and heart. I think that might be censoring.
Censored, yeah.
Bad words. Here comes a review from Genuine Angry Luigi. Rarely do games convince me to go for the difficult challenges and achievements. This game caught my attention and convinced me to go for all the P ranks and of all the chef tasks / achievements. It took time, but I finally completed everything. This game is absolutely amazing to play and watch. I may be months late, but I'm happy that I still got to enjoy the experience of playing this game. Fluke611 says, inspired of Warland series. Very fun game that made me go insane. Don't mess with pizza. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And for only $19.99 American dollars, Pizza Tower can be yours if you want it.
Can't find the rat's name. Might be Brick.
I could go for that.
Well, I know it has achievements. There's no Flopsy to consult.
Yeah, I didn't come up with anything.
I didn't have any
Achievement-wise.
achievements either because there's already achievements and I was too busy getting mad at making but continuing to try. So I guess that's something.
Well, if we each were to give it a beard, what kind of beard would we give it? Because it's very different beards.
Mine would be the beard of the tomato sauce that drips off your chin on a particularly juicy pizza. It's satisfying because it's delicious, but it's annoying because you got pizza on your face.
I'd go with the classic curly mustache of a pizza man on a generic pizza box. Yeah.
That
Saying
creepy,
okay.
the creepy dude that on the pizza box. I know there's another one.
Yep. Him. Or the same mustache that, what's his name from the Showbiz pizza band?
Giuseppe.
Oh, God.
Poliano or something like that.
Isn't that Giuseppe?
Is it Giuseppe? Maybe it is Giuseppe. Is
I
that
think
where
it
got
starts with.
Giuseppe
I
from?
think it starts with a P. I would give it a flesh-stripping grease beard from when Brock Sampson takes your face and thrusts it into a fryer in a fast food restaurant.
Pasquale P. Pie Plate. Is his full name.
Yes.
If we were to each give it a pair of glasses, what would our glasses be? I'll just say the windshield from the cars that are getting smashed together in the brave little toaster.
Damn, it's cold.
My glasses would be a pair of 3D glasses.
That's a good answer.
The blue side is the easy part, and the red side is the hard part.
It's very 90s, too.
Yes.
I would give it one glass of frosty root beer that one might get at a pizza parlor. That's tasty. Not used to doing glasses. Didn't expect to do them.
Yeah, this is new to me, too. He asked last week, do some beers and glasses. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. That's your job, Tyler. Why?
A windshield where a possum's caught on the windshield wiper, but he's eating a pizza. And it looks like he's having a good time. And then he shares some of it with me. And so I pull the car over and I eat some pizza with the possum. He definitely doesn't have rabies.
It turns out to be
It
cool.
throws
Possums-
you into your car.
It turns out to be cool. You were worried about
Yeah.
rabies, then you found out possums can't get
Right.
rabies, and now you're having pizza with a
with a
really
possum.
cool dude.
The pizza possum.
And then he spots a tick on you and eats it for you. And,
Yeah.
and he just kind of nods up at you, like bro nods.
And I'm like,
what's up?
you are just one little misunderstood marsupial?
Yes.
But
You're playing the role of the possum.
I am.
well, he's pizza possum,
Yes,
but you
I
spell
am.
it with an O in front of each P.
It's an O pizza. It's an O pizza possum.
Pasquale P. Possum plate. Pie plate possum.
O pism.
Well, there's no batter up peripheral to grab because we talked where next week, Dave, you've got work, so we're gonna do an
Yep.
all calls.
We got to record early.
Yeah,
because
very
I'll be
early.
gone on our regular recording time.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I think we talked about Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver.
Tyler, I think you will like Dave
I do
the
think I
Diver.
will like Dave the Diver.
And I think you're going to like it a
Yep.
lot.
Yep.
No pizza in it. Sushi.
It's all sushi, no
there
pizza.
You go. Perfect. And seafood and sushi, yeah, I'm all about it.
All sushi, no pizza.
That's a good album name. For like a B-side.
For the Rockafire Explosion. The B-side of the Rockafire Explosion album. All sushi, no pizza.
pizza.
Fuck you, children.
And we knew
Japanese covers of American pop songs.
we'd go late, so we won't have a community corner, so we can just roll right into. Let's see if anybody has any last thoughts on Pizza Tower.
I say check it out. I mean, if you got $20 in your wallet and you want to buy just listen to the show and decide for yourself. Watch some videos. If this looks like the kind of thing, if it looks like the kind of thing you'll enjoy, you probably will enjoy it.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
Because it's easy to tell
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
You might be on the fence like me. If knowing what I know, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I kind of hyped into that one, but I don't regret buying it. It's just I'm not going to spend as much time with it as I would other games.
I'll say this about it. I immediately liked how it looked. I also was in the tutorial a little overwhelmed, where it was like, all right, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna
roll.
I know
with it.
this is the run button. I'm gonna start there.
That
and
feels
just-
most important.
And yeah,
it
and
was
then-
it was the first mechanic.
and figure it out, like, flesh it out as I go.
For sure. I think it's a little pricey.
$20.
Now, when I bought it during the Steam sale, the summer sale.
Yeah.
I think I got it for like $13.
Like, I was thinking like $12.
That's
kinda
more
like
of
my
a.
sweet spot for
That's a
this.
good spot for this game. It's definitely worth a $12 to $13 investment.
Wait for the winter sale.
Yeah, wait for the winter sale. I don't
And then
think
the
it's
spring
worth.
sale and then the summer sale.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth $20.
I liked it a lot, and I also don't think it's worth $20. I mean, it's fucked up because, like, I can sit here and be like, I got $20 of enjoyment out of it.
But it would feel better if you got $13 worth of enjoyment out of it.
It feels more like
what I mean?
yes, totally.
I mean, and the $7 is $7, right? But I think this one's a good one to pick up during the summer sale or spring or winter fall sale. When it's below $15, I'd say it's probably a good grab.
That's also me saying that I don't feel like it's $20 worth. When I roll credits on this, I plan on that's it. I don't plan on going back and doing the 101% or like trying to get a P rank on all the levels. I'm pretty much just going to call that a win and be like,
and that is a win.
The completionist rates it. Finish it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. I like his rating system.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, not Stitcher, not SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, all over the goddamn place. Just Google TADPOG or Yahoo it or Bing it or whatever you want.
Please,
we'll
Yahoo
be there.
Let's
bring it back. All sorts of things going on. If you want to send us something, send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole, Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. We've been taking calls. You can call us 270. I forgot it. What's our phone number again?
Is it 883?
2555.
Thank you. But most importantly, we got that Patreon.
We do. By the way, I have 3 packages I have to send out to people of stuff I've promised from my toy box. I actually have picked the items out of the toy box, but I'm going to wager by the time this episode airs, I still haven't shipped that stuff. I'm usually much better about it.
It's hard, isn't it?
I'm usually much better about it, but I am broke as fuck right now, and I can't afford all that shipping until I get paid again, so y'all just going to have to fucking wait. Also, speaking of Patreon, stay tuned. Not going to get anything right now, but we are looking at making some changes to our Patreon coming up soon.
Things are brewing.
Some neat little things we're trying to do to thank you even more for all the generous donations and to kind of give you some give back a little bit.
Bring money.
We don't do as much bonus content as we'd like because time is a factor. So we do want to do some things for you. So it's coming. We will elaborate on that once we have it a little more fleshed out. But stay tuned for that. In the meantime, just sit on back, sip a little whiskey, and listen to this list of super generous people that we refer to as our executive producers. These are the fine folks that donate $20 or more per month to the show just because they want to. I'm going to start that list off with Usurper Grimm, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville Correspondent, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Airplane, Archmage Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first-time caller, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Dig Dougie, Derek Pope Sandwich, and Cody Phillips. Sometimes it blows my mind how long that list is. And I'm so happy and grateful that these people like us enough to give us their hard-earned bucks.
Word.
Every single month. That's so nice of you guys. So thank you so much. Thanks to all of our donors.
You're as good as Pizza Tower.
Exactly. Exactly. At least as good.
At least as
Pizza
good.
Tower.
Right.
Thank you to everyone who donates. Again, we're working on a way to reward you guys as well. Because it's more than just the money. We do love doing the show, and we love our audience, and we love everyone that listens to the show. If you know someone that might be interested in it, tell them about TADPOG. Have them come listen. Give them a fair warning, and then turn them loose. Refer a friend.
Use promo code PissTasters at checkout.
Oh God.
Oh yes.
And if you would like to donate, to us, you can do this at patreon.com/tadpog or tastethepiss.com.
Piss Tasters. Oh fuck.
I blew it. I blew it.
No, we've
Taste the is pisstasters.com.
pisstasters.com. Taste the Piss is Patreon. If you want to get on the Discord,
that's
tastethepiss.com. We have an important announcement to make. Yes, we bought tastethepiss.com.
Let me start that over.
Or
if you'd like to donate,
keep that piss in.
It's patreon.com/tadpog.
To do. Don't
just hold it for a minute more. Just a minute more.
It hurts.
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss.
And if you want to get in on the conversation,
And you do.
bit.ly/TADPOG Discord or tastethepiss.com.
Tastethepiss.com.
We did
The
it.
domain host was like, really? I put in the request and they were like, really?
Are you fucking kidding?
You already own one piss URL.
related URL.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that you want to purchase a second one? And I was like, fuck it, a third one. Pisstasters.me.
Me.
Try it, I dare you.
It'll take you right to the Discord. And actually, taste, you'll just have to find.
Do it on a
click
work
and find
computer.
out. Do it at work, yeah, for sure. But tastethepiss.com is a little easier than bit.ly/TADPOG Discord.
Amazingly.
So give it a shot. Taste the piss.
I want that isolated.
Give it a shot. Taste the piss. And also, as always, I'd like to thank Dane, our backlog banisher, Mr. Puzzles himself, for selflessly taking the time to put our episodes on YouTube every single fucking week. You're the man, Dane. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Our theme song is
Untitled Pizza Tower theme song. Lyrics by ChatGPT. Music and vocals by Guitaru Man Dalton of the Steam Machine podcast and Yet Another BS podcast. Dalton's music can be found on Bandcamp and Spotify under Nile the Nightmare.
how would you fellas like to close it out?
As a stereotypical pizza man.
All right. So until next time. Tropical
I'm not going to isolate that for the theme.
Bummer.
I tried it last week. I tried pulling it last week from when we talked about it, and nothing sounded right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of the fun. That's Pizza Tower energy.
It is Pizza Tower energy.
Big Pizza Tower energy.
Big Pizza
I don't
Tower
know. I haven't published it yet. I haven't. Maybe I'm a liar. Maybe by the time people hear this, I have isolated. Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower. Bye. So for 1 year, tastethepiss.me.
Yep. Limited time off.
Limited time offer. Tastethepiss.me for the Discord.
Auto renew setting.
Off.
No. Let expire.
Let expire. Are you sure? You only have 360 days left in your current subscription to
But how will
Taste the
people
Piss.
know to taste the piss?
How will people know about tastethepiss.me? Because we're going to squat on that domain for at least 10 years after you let it expire.
Yeah.
We'll hold it hostage.
It's true.
Have we ever commented on the fact that the foam sealant over there looks like a penis and testicles?
But you're right, it does. It really super does.
I see it every week, and I'm not saying
You're
anything.
facing that way. It
I am
makes sense.
looking right at that big old foam penis.
Okay, I got a reading.
Okay.
Okay.
And now, a dramatic reading. Listen up, y'all, because this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious. Fergalicious. Definition make them boys go loco. They want my treasure, so they get their pleasures from my photo. You could see me, you can't squeeze me. I ain't easy. I ain't sleazy.
Sleazy.
I got reasons why I tease them. Boys just come and go like seasons. Fergalicious!
Taste the piss.
Yeah, taste the piss. I was going to ask, did you get there from piss tasted? Because it tracks.
And this piss is fergalicious.